All right. So where did we pick up last night? Well, last night we watched as the night before on July 9th, Keemstar went on a whole rant and said he was quitting. And we only watched like a clip of it. I have the full thing. So let's watch the full thing. But basically that's how it started. Was Keem's little, I quit rant, basically. And then after that, Wings of Redemption was like, well, if Keem quits, I quit as well. And then after that, Boogie2988 calls up Wings of Redemption live on stream and says, yo, you can't quit. We need this money. I would suck Hitler's for $1,000 a month. And then other people started to question his cancer and all that. And I'm not really quite sure exactly where the questioning came from. But yeah. All right. So this is a Keem quits. We're going to start with this and then we're going to watch Destiny's perspective. Because initially they went live to talk about it. And then, so let's start. This is just our warm up and then we'll get into the good stuff.
Right. With you're the only person on the, I'm a little angry. I'm mad.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lolcow Law. I'm mad. I'm mad, people. I'm mad. I'm a little teed off. I'm a little angry. I'm a little upset. Got me on tilt. I'm telling you what. Where do I even begin? How do I even want to start this? Okay. Let's go way back. Give people some time to fill in the room. 1,200 concurrent viewers right now on this dead pile of... The whole idea of this show was to have a podcast with DSP, Wings of Redemption, and Boogie, and call it Lolcow Live. I may be the only person on the planet that...
You know it's bad when Keem calls you out publicly. Well, I mean, it's kind of Keem's like style to do that, right? It's not that abnormal for him to do it. But yeah, you guys pissed him off pretty bad. So yeah, he's doing a little rant now, So yeah.
The potential in a show like this. All right. I rallied for it. I put up $50,000 to each person to make this thing happen. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen because DSP is impossible to work with. You already know this story.
Dude, that sound is fucking funny as fuck.
I did the impossible. I got Wings and Boogie to fight each other, all right, which was hell, absolute hell. But I made it happen over in England, breaking a record, a Guinness World Record, by the way, for the biggest professional boxing match in history, meaning the amount of weight in the ring, 800 pounds in the ring. Mainstream media attention, okay? Trending on Twitter. Trending
fucking
everywhere.
wild.
Made history, people. Now, it was not that good a fucking fight, as you all know.
Who won that fight?
History. I made it happen. It was hell. Absolutely hell.
I'm having way too much fun with it. Yeah. How is Cheese Dust even funnier than Banana Dust to me? I don't know. By the way, Cheese, don't trust the numbers on Lolcow live stream. Wing said someone is view botting them. Yeah, but who cares? It's still content. So who won that? I didn't even follow that. Does anybody know? Howdy, y'all. Sorry for being late, Cheese Star. Getting my penis stuck in the truck door is becoming an unhealthy... Wings won the fight? That's what I thought, right? Because Boogie can't, for the life of him, put effort into anything. He just lies his ass off, and then, he just sucks, So, mama. Oh, sorry, I gotta stop. Why? Damn. And my theory is everybody's basically view botting. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, M60. I think a lot of these very large people are view botting. So, yeah.
With that, I said, you know what? If I can do this, if I can get these two fat lards to punch each other in the ring, and it can be this wildly successful, let's move forward with the Lolcow Live without DSP. Then that was hell, because some manager got involved. Quit spamming in the chat. Is this pre-recorded? We're live. But some that Wings found got involved and was like trying to steal the show when they were making demo tapes, and like that was a whole thing as well. We needed a third person. We put Tommy C on. All right. I was never, ladies and gentlemen, I was never, ever supposed to show my face on Lolcow Live ever. It was never the plan. I was never supposed to be here. However,
Dude, that's a line from, what's that? Clerks, the movie Clerks. I wasn't even supposed to be here. Yeah. DSP wanted to work with them, but not with Keem. Hilarious. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
after the episodes started coming out, let me just get rid of the Call Destiny because no one's listening to that. Bear with me. Okay. Subscribers.
Who is DSP? Oh boy. DSP is a very notorious lolcow, probably one of the biggest ones, if not the biggest. The dude got caught yoinking it live on stream. He forgot to turn his camera off and turn his stream off. He was yoinking it. And boy, I never needed to see his O face. I wish I'd never seen it.
20 minutes. Save. All right. That should get rid of most of that. Yeah. So I forgot where I was in the conversation. 1,700 viewers now. But yeah, I was never supposed to be on this show. My face was never supposed to be here. At all. At all. I was not supposed to be on camera. But I knew the only way that this show would really, truly succeed is through doing a live show and having members. It had to be live. And sure enough, we went live and this was a wild, wild success. A wild success. But I keep on hearing from the Wings and the Boogies and everyone else that this show is dead. This is one of the most successful shows on all of you. It is based on the size of the channel, 40K subs, the amount of money that this show makes and produces, the amount of views that this show gets. Are you kidding? This show is a wild, wild success, but I
tend to agree with him. I think it is a wild success. Stardust, didn't Randall berate and slam on Dante for whining about coming to work despite not being scheduled to come in that day? He did at the very end, Commando 66, I think. At the very end, because he was just like, I'm not supposed to be here. By the way, he got that idea from Nova Patria. She did the same thing, but on Twitch, porn star, but she got a ton of support. Okay. Do y'all already know Coffee Boogie just dropped? Coffee Boogie? No, I didn't know that. What are you talking about? A crazy fat man with a diaper who fakes autism and tried to poison his family. The Goblin? Who is the Goblin? Oh, you're talking about Andy Ditch. Yeah, Andy Ditch is the one who has the diaper and terrorizes his family. His interview? Okay, yeah, we'll take a look at that. What up, Silly E? Yeah, Pretty, if you can drop it in the Discord ideas for stream, I'd greatly appreciate that.
I keep hearing from not just haters of these cows, all right? I got to keep hearing from the cows themselves. Oh, we're failing. Oh, we're dying. Oh my God, this happened. This happened. Oh my God, the show's dying. Go yourself. Go yourself.
Dude, he's so upset.
Wings, Boogie, go yourself. So that's been getting pretty frustrating. Now, I don't know if you guys heard through the news, but I recently got engaged to my beautiful girlfriend, Brantley Keem, who is now my fiance. It was a big moment. I didn't tell anyone, all right? I'm very,
So
very, very, truly, truly happy right now. Like, everything in my life is great, except for this goddamn show. This show. Everything else is great. But I was trying to do another impossible thing with this show. I was trying to make some in real life content. Okay. Now we had plans to go to some gaming convention that Boogie wants to every year. That burned up in flames. Didn't happen. Sorry. Our way to make it up to you, which Tommy C, Wings, and Boogie agreed to, is that they were coming out for the 4th of July. Everybody is coming out to the 4th of July to Keemstar's house, and we're going to make some content.
Yeah, so again, we are just watching Keemstar's full video from the night that he was like, I'm done with this. So we're watching this first, then depending on what, I will pull out the Destiny perspective or the Coffeezilla thing, so.
Now, I was crystal clear with Tommy, Wings, and Boogie that we can't make content days before the party because I'm doing stuff, all right? I don't have a team of 20 people out here putting up tents and shit. I'm doing it myself. I'm sorry. I like to physically be a part of the, I mean, I could easily hire people to do it, but I'm getting ready for my own party. Okay. And so I didn't have time to make this content. So I was very crystal clear with these idiots. And I said, look, I can only make content a couple days after the event, after the 4th of July, which is on a Thursday. That weekend, we should be making some content. Okay. And you know what, Wayne, you know what Boogie did? Boogie goes, oh, I can't because I got to go to a gaming convention. I have to leave to go to a gaming convention. By the way, this gaming convention is him sitting there with 5 fans. 5 fans.
I don't think it was 5, but yeah, it's pretty minuscule.
So we didn't really have a chance to make content when these guys were out here. But that's not why I'm mad. That is not why I'm mad. Tommy said 100%, I'm coming in July. He said it on the show. I'm coming in July. And when it comes down to flying, I just can't. I can't do it. I can't go. But Tommy, you wanted to be on this show. This show's been paying you a huge check every single month. More than what your show makes. All right? This show is paying you every month, and you can't invest a little bit into making the content, or at least celebrating. Getting all together and celebrating. Hey, look at this amazing show that we've produced, Lolcow Live. You can't just come. You can't figure it out. You can't solve it.
Okay. What I will say is I didn't know that Tommy had been saying that he was going to come in July. Like, if he hadn't been saying that and he was like, yeah, I just can't come. He's in Germany. It makes sense, right? That plane ticket is not going to be cheap. It's going to be like $1,000 at least. So
I'm going to be honest. You just didn't want to go. You didn't want to spend the money to go. That's literally what it was, Tommy. That's literally what it was. So, okay, he can't make it. My solution to that was, okay, that's fine. The show will pay for the expense of this trip, okay? Lolcow Live will pay for the expense, meaning that we'll all equally, all 4 of us, me, Tommy, Wings, Boogie, 25% of whatever it costs for this trip will be paid. So if Tommy doesn't want to go, okay, fine, but you're still going to pay a little bit for this trip. I'm also going to pay a little bit for this trip. Even though, let's be honest, who works the hardest on this show? Who's sitting here grinding, making all the happen? Who's the one that's actually producing the goddamn income for the show? Because you know it ain't the goddamn Sunday show where the views go down and down and down and down and down. It was my live show. You'd think there'd be a little bit of gratitude where the show wouldn't even have to pay for the expenses. That's how normal people act. That would be a normal thing. But because there was so much and complaining about how much it would cost to get a flight, the show's paying you stupid money. I don't care about your flight, okay? I don't care. I don't care how much gas it costs or how much the rental car. I don't care because I'm the one sending out the checks, and I know you're doing pretty good in life because of me. I don't care.
It's 700 euros for Tommy. 1,000 is way more than 700. What's the big? Well, if you do 700 euros and convert it to American dollars, yeah, it's like $1,000 basically. From Frankfurt to Buffalo, New York, but since it's on 4th of July, it's probably maybe more. Yeah. Isn't every YouTuber and rapper rich as? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Remember, these are not the biggest. Well, okay. Boogie and Wings of Redemption are much bigger than Tommy C is, at least in sub count. And a sub count doesn't necessarily mean anything about your income, right? So I could understand that that's a pretty expensive ticket. But yeah, if he was telling Keem, like, for a long time that, oh, I'm going to be there in July, yeah, it kind of sucks to drop out last minute, you know? I don't know the reasoning. Tommy C is generally pretty a chill guy. I like him. I think he's a cool guy. So I don't know the reasoning behind that, but yeah.
I don't care. But you know what? I, being the nice guy, was like, the show will pay all the expenses. It's fine. The show will pay all the expenses. Now, Boogie 2999999999999999998 recently has got exposed for doing a little crypto scam on his audience. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You all know what the I'm talking about. All right? Fatty coin. And quite honestly, I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny. I truly thought it was funny. I don't care. I don't care. The fact that Boogie 2988 did a crypto scam in the year 2024 it's hilarious. I don't care. I don't care. And you know who else shouldn't care? Boogie. But no, this fat sack of shit starts going into panic mode and he just starts spewing lies out of his fat mouth nonstop. He gave 7 different excuses of why he did the coin. Oh, I got cancer. Oh, this is a community just to hang out. This and that. Again, all this lying and hilarious to me. I don't care. None of this bothered me at all. But you know what did bother me is when Boogie 2988.
This is the thing that set Keemstar off, by the way. This is the thing that set him off, okay?
Coffeezilla. We're talking in a private call that the public has not heard yet. And the only reason why I know about this conversation, because Coffeezilla called me and played the recording for me. It's never aired anywhere. You will not believe what the Boogie 29999999998 said.
What did he say,
Because Coffeezilla was putting pressure on Boogie to do the right thing and to return the $10,000 he received for promoting Fatty Coin. And after multiple different lies, after multiple different excuses, Boogie uttered this lie that pissed me off so much. Boogie told Coffeezilla that he can't refund the money because he's not getting paid from Lolcow Law. He's not getting paid.
That's so fucking wild.
He literally lied to Coffeezilla, acting like he wasn't getting a check from this show. Now,
So
Coffee
fucking wild.
thought that was pretty hard to believe. So he called me and asked me. And I said, yeah, well, Coffee, I can show you the checks. He's clearly getting checks. But that's some wild thing. Do you know how insulting that is to me? I'm over here grinding, working my ass off for these fat slobs to have a nice fat check every single month. And I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this. I don't really need my check. This was fun to me. We had some good times, didn't we, chat? This was fun. And you pay it back to me, Boogie, by getting on the phone with a fellow creator and trying to paint this picture that Keemstar is using you and not paying you. You fat piece of dog.
Yeah, I would be pissed off too, to be honest. You know, like, I think it's perfectly valid for Keemstar to be irritated by this, you know? Putting all of this, just putting all of this effort in and making the show, volunteering his brain, you know, to put this show together and putting in all this work, and then this guy is basically lying. So
go end yourself. I like on your career, by the way. Your career, by the way. Jesus, get a little spicy over here. Go end your career because you shouldn't be online. Like, one in the chat if Boogie is a giant ungrateful piece of shit for that. One in the chat. Now, I knew that all this happened. I knew all this happened and took place. And when these guys came over to my house, I mentioned it to Boogie. You know, we're in real life. I got Brantley's family over here for the engagement. You know, what they didn't even know. I mean, obviously, I
didn't know Nick was live. Nicholas Diorio went live. I had no idea. No wonder. Yeah. You don't need to tell Boogie to KYS. He's already doing that with how he eats and a lack of exercise. Jesus, dude.
Asked her dad, you know, like a gentleman, and he gave me her blessing. But he only knew like the day before. But I didn't really want to like have a feud and have a big fight. But I couldn't wrap my head around how much I've helped Boogie And the fact that this show is literally paying his mortgage, and he lied to Coffeezilla saying he couldn't refund that 10 grand because he had to pay a mortgage and he makes no money. From Lolcow Live, I couldn't wrap that around my head. So I asked him about it. I said, why'd you say that to Coffeezilla? And you know what Boogie told me? He goes, oh, well, I didn't think we were getting paid this month because we had to pay for the trip. I'm sorry.
Yeah, who thinks that? That's such idiocy. By the way, I'm trying to look for this Coffeezilla, you know, what you're talking about, this expose. I don't see it on his channel, unless it's on his second channel. Yeah.
Since when is a flight for two fat for wherever the you live to here $10,000? $10,000. Did you rent the whole front of the plane? What are you talking about? What are you talking? 10,000, more like 20,000. You know what I mean? There's no money for an entire month because you guys took a travel trip up. Are you insane? Are you insane? Do you know how insane that is? Just the lies just never stop with this. Just never stop. Coffee's like, well, Boogie told me he's going to lose his house. I'm like, no, Coffee. This show pays for his mortgage. Now imagine if Coffee believed that. Imagine if Coffee didn't reach out and have a conversation with me. He'd be going around right now thinking, well, Keemstar is kind of a piece of shit. He has these guys on a show and doesn't give them any money? Doesn't even pay him? Go yourself, Boogie. You.
It's on Voidzilla? Okay.
Now let's talk about Wings of Redemption. Let's talk about Wings. Now, obviously, I said at the very beginning of this, okay?
Hi, Heeg.
That
Hi.
we really didn't have
Zach.
time to make content because Boogie could only be here for like basically 2 days because he had to leave to go to a gaming convention to take pictures with 10 fans that are going to come to see him so he can feel good about the day. That was more important than making content on the show that pays his mortgage. Guys, do you understand what I'm saying? This show pays his mortgage, and it was more important for him to go to a gaming convention and sit there and take pictures with 10 nerds that smell like BO. That was more important to him. Do you know how dumb and that is? That is absolutely stupid. That is so dumb. Now, since they're here for just the party on the 4th of July and just the day before, they're only here for these 2 days. Wings decides that he really wants to make some content because this trip costs so much money and we have to pay it back. So he made so many comments. Guys, we need to make content. We need to pay for this trip because it cost me $500 to come here. We got to pay that. We got to make content and get our money back. I heard that so many times from him. Now, here's the position that I'm coming from, all right? Look, Boogie's got to go meet the BO kids, all right? There isn't enough time to actually make content. Why don't we just celebrate? Why don't we all just hang out, have a good time, and celebrate this successful show that we made together? Why don't we just do that? The content. Let's just hang out. I mean, and because we were just hanging out, right? You've seen the content. It was dog shit. Because we weren't trying to make content. But no, Wings kept complaining over and over. We got to cover the money. We got to cover the money. My party started at 2. Wings said, I'm only coming for the fireworks. I'm not joking. This is what Wings said. This is what he said.
That is really weird. I will say, you come all the way to New York, Buffalo, New York, for this party, and you're only coming for the fireworks? For real? Like, we've been trying to organize this. You're so gung-ho about doing content, but you can't show up any earlier to make your own content? Like, what's going on, you know?
Coming for the fireworks. Started at 2. Wings came when it was dark, so for the fireworks, and the left. His wife, Kelly, wanted to see Niagara Falls. It was like her dream. So the first day they were here, they were like, yeah, tomorrow we're going to Niagara Falls. I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Wings is going to get out. He's going to see Niagara Falls. Him and Kelly, this is going to be awesome. They were going to go on the Maid of the Mist. They had all these plans. The next day they come over at the party, right? Late at night. And I go, hey, Kelly, how is Niagara Falls? She goes, it was great. It was great, Keem. I had such a great time. Wings, how did you like it? Wings goes, I didn't go.
Why? Is this the same? This is the same dude whose wife is dying from cancer, right? You're not taking every moment to spend with her? Like, what is going on here? You know? Like if your significant other is dying from cancer, you would want to spend every moment with them that you can, right? Oh my God.
What? He goes, yeah, Kelly woke me up and said that she's going to Niagara Falls, and I said, go by yourself. And he sent her by herself.
What the? That's
fuck
so
is this?
wild.
What is this? Wings. You're always thinking about everything you're going to lose. Oh, it cost me $500 to come to Keem's house. Oh, no. But you're not thinking about the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that you made from this show. There was no sense of celebration or appreciation or gratitude in this moment. Tommy C wasn't even there. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be real because I've been kid gloves with Tommy C. Tommy C, if I ran your show with how much money it makes and how little of views it has for a decade like you have, and I had an opportunity like this, I would jump at every, oh, you want to go to Keems? We'll go to Keems. I'm going to fly to Keems. This was your last shot on the internet to have something, and you just do such a job. And I'm so sick of everyone sticking up for you in the comments because they're just wrong. Like, the value that you add to the show is so minimal. Anytime anyone's saying anything important, you're mumbling, yep, oh, yep. You're just talking through other people, ruining the content. You put little effort into this. I don't care. It's the truth. It is the truth. Maybe you like the guy and that's fine. But what I'm saying is the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, no, Tommy C lives in Germany.
So, as I said at the very beginning, I was never meant to be on camera. I wasn't. I came on to do the live streams because I knew it would propel this show to be wildly successful, which it is.
Yes, he's talking about the guy who had low audio.
3,000.
Yo, Glitterbell, thank you for the raid. Very much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Guys, go check out Glitterbell. Twitch.tv/glitterbell_, okay? Twitch.tv/glitterbell_.
Viewers, by the way. Now, once again, I'm recently engaged, and this fall, I have plans for returning Dromler back to YouTube and maybe Rumble, some other platforms. And I'm going to focus on that. I'm not going to give two if Boogie's lied again, or if Wings is crying because somebody left a mean comment, or if Tommy C is just interrupting everyone nonstop. I'm not going to give two.
Damn,
I have gone above and beyond what I agreed to do at the beginning of this show. I'm going to sit back and just take my 25% cut starting right now. I'm not coming on camera anymore on Lolcow Live. Now, maybe in the future, I'll be a guest on the show or something like that. I'm sure maybe there'll be a surprise live stream every once in a while if something big and heavy goes down that I want to be a part of. Like, maybe, right? But I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not doing this anymore for a bunch of ungrateful losers that don't understand that they have won the lottery. This show is the lottery. You should worship this show. You should think and breathe Lolcow Live 24/7 because it's paying the bills. This is a massive W. You should have respect for it. And they don't. They don't care. When you see those Reddit posts and those comments in the chat saying these guys are just clocking into work and they're putting little effort, those comments are 1,000% correct. There is no hustle. There is no grind. There is no care about this. These are treating this show like it's Walmart and they're going in and clocking in, doing their time and leaving. There's no respect for the show that's paying the mortgage, and that's sad.
Poor Keemstar. Poor Keemstar. Is this intended as a promo? No, this is Keemstar from July 9th. basically saying, I'm done with this show. I put in so much work. Boogie's ungrateful. Wings is ungrateful. Tommy C is ungrateful. He just goes after everybody, and then he's like, I quit. I'm not doing this. You know, Boogie lied about me to another content creator. I'm not doing this. I put in all this effort. I used my intellectual capacity to put together this show, and I made it work. And yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. So yes, we are sponsored by Marvel Strike Force, by the way.
I'm going to be honest. This show can still be wildly successful without me being on camera. Boogie2988 has all the skills to be entertaining. He is a train wreck. And I will say, out of the three of them, Boogie puts more effort into being there than Wings, puts more effort into showing up than Tommy, puts more effort on being present and being active in the Discord than any of them. He can do this. Wings of Redemption has gotten over tons of fears of people being mean to him. We've seen him leave his house and come over to my house. We've gotten Wings out of his comfort zone. We've got him through hurdles.
Hi, Nuplex.
And the guy's funny. Some of these one-liners, it's hilarious. The guy is more than capable to do this show.
I mean, that's pretty generous after what he said, you know? That's a pretty generous statement towards Boogie after Boogie lied about him, right? So.
C. We have all seen amazing performances on this show from Tommy C. We have. And then we see ones. But you guys all know Tommy C is capable of doing this show and doing a great job on this show if he actually just cares just a little bit and doesn't treat it like he's clocking in. These guys are capable of having an amazing show. And I got them to the place where this is on autopilot. They went live today, and apparently it was a horrible show, and they still had 1,700 viewers, right? They had 1,700 viewers. So I don't want to see comments saying like, oh, well, Keem's not doing the lives anymore, unsub or whatever, da-da-da-da. I don't want to see that because I didn't make the show great. I didn't make the show great. I just knew how to capitalize on the tards. Now Tommy's going to have to do it. And he's capable of doing that. He is. He is. But I can't stick around anymore with a bunch of ungrateful tards. I just can't. So I'm done. And I hope you guys stick around. And I hope you stay subbed. I hope you keep your membership. And I hope, honestly, if you see any of these slacking and just clocking in and not putting effort into the show, I hope you bully the ever-living out of them. I'm out.
Damn. Okay, so that's what started this all. Then obviously last night we already watched he talking to Wings of Redemption and being like, yo, like you can't quit. Why are you quitting? And so that's basically that, okay? Now, what do we have up next? I mean, Coffeezilla did put up the video confronting Boogie2988, and it's about 9 minutes long. So we'll watch that next, okay? This is also part of what started this whole thing, you know? Because Boogie's like, I can't pay. Boogie's like, I can't pay. I have cancer. Which his polycythemia vera, I believe, is, I mean, that's just as wild. Like, even with that cancer, your life expectancy is not shortened at all. So, all right.
A YouTuber we accused of a crypto scam just got accused of faking cancer.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Despite being offered a total of $80,000 to prove everyone wrong if he could show his diagnosis to a private third party, he refused to do so, which is annoying because publicly he uses his cancer as a shield from any wrongdoing. In fact, when I confronted Boogie on his crypto scam, that's one of the reasons he used.
I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills, and I'm fighting cancer.
And more specifically, why he had to promote the coin and couldn't pay back $5,000.
The money's already spent. It's at Mercy Hospital right now. It's gone. I used it to pay debts.
I'll be honest, I have no idea if Boogie is...
That's holy shit. I didn't even know that it was that blatantly, like, that blatantly, he was like, just like, basically saying like, I can't pay back any of this. I have cancer payments. I don't know if I'm getting paid this month. Like, just be like, yeah, you know, I have a lot of expenses. I will start paying people back. You know, I can't do it all in one go. You know, whatever, right? Like, geez, dude. He's just shameless here.
faking cancer. I also don't understand why he wouldn't just show it if he had.
I forgot about this unhinged leftist Indian chick, LOL. If you think I'm unhinged and you think I'm leftist, oh boy. Because I'm certainly not in either one of those categories.
Had a diagnosis, but either way, we won't know without an actual doctor involved. So I won't speculate on that. But what I can do is confront Boogie on this second claim, the cancer and medical bills, because I found out a few days ago that these statements were false. I know this because Boogie gave us a timeline of when he got paid in the first place. So when were you paid the $5,000?
5 days ago.
Later, I verified with Boogie this payment occurred on June 19th. And when Boogie said all the money was gone on June 26th, that gives us a window.
Oh my gosh, just laughing. He called Stars a leftist. I'm not a rightoid. I'm left leaning. I'm center left, but okay.
Time where he should have receipts for about $5,000 of medical expenses. Boogie, when I asked, agreed to share these expenses with me, and the following conclusions are based on him providing accurate records, which I know is a dubious idea, but when he shared what he had, it fell far short of even what I was expecting. He gave me 2 receipts for the time period, one for $154, the other for a copay of $60, a total of $214 by the time we talked. So where did the rest of the money go? Well, Boogie claimed that it was really intended for medical expenses after we spoke, and that when he said the money was gone, he meant it colloquially and then accused me of lying. Wait, that's on June 28th. That's on June 28th. You showed me a payment for $550 on June 28th, which is after we talked, after you told me the money was all gone.
Yes! Have you never heard of the colloquialism? Yeah, that money's all gone. It's all spent. I have a specific thing I need to do with it. Have you never heard that colloquialism? Use Google then.
Wait. Is that Boogie on the phone? Are you serious? I'm sorry. We need to rewind.
And that when he said the money was gone, he meant it colloquially and then accused me of lying.
Oh my
That
god,
Copay
dude.
of $60, a total of
Whoa, dude. This is bonkers. Oh my god. Why is Boogie screaming on the phone? Yeah, he is losing his shit. What is going on? You liar. Great soundboard sound. That's so funny.
$214 by the time we talked. So where did the rest of the money go? Well, Boogie claimed that it was really intended for medical expenses after we spoke, and that when he said the money was gone, he meant it colloquially and then accused me of lying. Wait, that's on June 28th. That's on June 28th. You showed me a payment for $550 on June 28th, which is after we talked.
We're watching the call right now. This is just Waitstar gets so good. Unless there's like a raw call that's recorded that I don't know about.
After you told me the money was all gone.
Yes! Have you never heard of the colloquialism? Yeah, that money's all gone. It's all spent. I have a specific thing I need to do with it. Have you never heard that colloquialism? Use Google then. It's very common.
I'm saying.
I'm not used to this level of scrutiny.
Oh my
I
god.
can tell.
I'm not used to this level of
Yes.
scrutiny.
Yes. Okay, so I have a big problem with this because looking back at what Boogie said, it wasn't just the money's gone.
He is gasping for air. He is. He should not be yelling. Boogie should not be yelling because with his condition, medical condition, and the weight that he's got at, and he's got sleep apnea and whatever else, you know, he's gasping for air already. You should not be screaming, my dude, because you are going to give yourself a heart attack, okay? What is going on? Boo. Who 4 million subs and I can't handle this scrutiny. That is wild.
Which already means very specifically the money's gone. But he also says the money's at Mercy Hospital right now, which is a colloquialism I've never heard before if you mean it's not at Mercy Hospital.
It's at Mercy Hospital right now.
But even being as
Right
charitable
now. Okay.
as I can, adding in everything he calls medical expenses outside of our time window, Like there was an $1,000 credit card payment. Okay, we'll just say that's medical, right? He's still only able to get me to about $2,500 worth of medical expenses for the month. Most of it not to Mercy Hospital, which I wondered about. Did he need the fatty coin then? From where I was sitting, instead of having spent the money on medical bills, it looked like he saved most of it because of his starting and ending bank balances for the month. Wait, you're taking...
A fucking liar.
You paid about $2,500. Like you're also talking about money you haven't spent, which you're trying to add up to $3,000. That's not the $5,000 you said was gone. And then you're taking...
Well, I told you it was 4,000 when we started this conversation, but of course you're lying about that too.
My God.
Boogie, can you explain exactly how you started the month with $800, ended it with $5,000? You're saying the $5,000 you made from a crypto scam has nothing to do with it.
I saved off.
That's right. The $5,000 Boogie made from a crypto scam has nothing to do with the $5,000 sitting in his bank account right now. That's there because he pinched his pennies. Now, when I pointed out Boogie could have refunded the scam if he wanted to, he freaked out and told me he's got a mortgage to pay. Boogie, you need to pay that $5,000 back. You need to find a way to refund people.
You, it's spent. If I do, I won't have
It's
mortgage.
not spent.
Why do
You
not
have
understand that?
$5,000.
I spent. No. Well, I can't. I won't have mortgage.
But this is totally shifting the goalposts. Remember, the reason we were told the money was at Mercy Hospital right now, that was initially. Now it's because he's got a mortgage. But also, Boogie had showed me his income for the last month, and it looked to me like the podcast is what paid for his mortgage. And so I asked, wouldn't that money pay for your mortgage? Boogie said, this month it wouldn't, because he had to go on a special trip, and his co-host was withholding all the money for that month.
I cannot believe he tried to lie about this.
Do you understand?
You're not getting a Where's your podcast payment coming from? You got that on the 30th.
It's being kept so we can go for this goddamn trip. The money's coming out of my goddamn paycheck.
So you're going on a trip.
Yes, I'm being forced to go up there to film the podcast live. I told him I didn't want to. He told me the business was going to pay for it.
Dude, how is he still crying like a little baby? What is going on? How is he still crying like this? It's like he's making me. I didn't want to go there. He's making me. He's like, dude, are you serious? Why?
And then he just said he's taking it out of the check.
Now later, I asked his co-host Keemstar about this, and he seemed surprised. He said the show definitely pays for Boogie's mortgage, so I was confused. Later, Boogie was confronted on this by his co-hosts, and Boogie suggested maybe I edited the clip out of context.
You told him that you weren't getting paid from this show. He played the recording because he recorded you.
Then why? Then I understand that. Do you think people can edit things to be a little bit out of context?
Well, if he
My
wants to play
God.
that game, here's the clip where Boogie directly says it. He says he's not getting paid. Boogie, you could have gotten through this month without the crypto scam, is what I'm saying.
And I could have not paid my friend back for covering my medical bills.
No. You.
And I couldn't. No, listen.
Well, I've seen your bank statement, so I know.
Because you're ignoring
I know
the
what's
fact
going to
that
happen.
I need to pay
Yes,
mortgage on
your
Monday.
mortgage, right, which should have come
There's
from the
no more money
podcast,
coming in. There's no more money coming in between now and then.
which
You
should have come,
understand that?
but it should have come from the podcast. It's not.
Right, because I'm not getting paid this month because I have to travel to do an on-location shoot.
This guy is so manipulative. He has managed to move the story from the money's at Mercy Hospital right now to, well, I have $2,500 of medical expenses at some point in the month to, well, the reason I'm ending the month with $5,000 is because I'm such a great saver and I needed to pay my mortgage to, no,
What is
actually that
this?
mortgage was paid for too. The last point I want to address is the accusations he made against me on his show. He says he should have never taken a call with me. He says I recorded him without his consent, despite me telling him up front this was all going to be public and that I was approaching him for comment.
Okay, here it is. Well, I'll be discussing this publicly. Would you like to comment on the story? I can give you a call to explain yourself. Oof, he's pulling out all the receipts.
This guy now acts like I tricked him.
I should have never talked to Coffeezilla to begin with. It was a joke, Coffeezilla.
Who told you that?
Of course you did.
Who told
Much
you
less
that?
the second time. Then in this, by the way, Coffeezilla records you without telling you he records you.
That's not
Name
true.
a
He told-
YouTuber does that.
He told
No,
me.
he did in the first time. In the first time.
Well, I think it's worth showing you then how he talked about me behind the scenes when he spoke with me, because it was very different to what he's saying now. Now he's saying I'm taking him out of context, that he didn't know what was going on. Here's what he was saying back then.
Amount of integrity. I really, really appreciate it.
Hey, no. I mean, to be honest, I'm happy to do it. It's something that I really like people to know ahead of time. I mean, it's not. Yeah. I try to play a long game with YouTube. I'm not interested in like a quick video. Yeah. Like, who cares? Like, I'd rather, you know, you look better and you get your point across than.
Thank you. And it shows that you have the integrity that I believe you did. 110%. It means so much. Many YouTubers would not have done that for me, and you did, and I think that's incredible. And no matter what you have to say in this video, I'll never have a bad thing to say about you. Even on the show, even on the Lolcow podcast, where my job is going to be to attack you back, I'm just not going to do it. I'm like, no, I think Coffee was fair. I'll be genuine. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I really appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
An alternate universe where Coffeezilla doesn't always get every receipt for content. Yeah, dude. I don't know what he thought. That promise lasted how many hours? Not long whatsoever. What? So true. Okay, so next up we have the Destiny perspective. As you all know, we looked at the Lolcow live perspective last night, and we saw basically them talking to Destiny, then talking to Metakour, and then talking, and we could probably still pull up. Just a second, let me pull it up. Actually, if we wanted to finish last night's Lolcow live, we could also do that, but I don't think any new information comes out, you know? It's just like the same thing over and over again. So we're going to watch the Destiny perspective today, okay? So what's your take? Are we going to see him on Tuesday? Yes, we are. We're going to definitely see him on Tuesday. Boogie is coming back, absolutely, and he would be a idiot if he didn't. So this is the Destiny perspective. Turkey Tom calls in, tells Destiny about this entire drama. Destiny is like, wait a minute. And then, yeah, basically what happened. So
if they don't need that test to confirm cancer, why would you spend extra money on a biopsy they don't need?
I don't know if you heard of this, Destiny. I just got a bit of a windfall.
What's a windfall?
He did a $10,000 crypto scam, and he actually has like a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer. I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
Well, you're taking my medical records for 20, not for 50. You're not seeing my medical records.
$5,000.
In the future, then, when Boogie says, I have to do XYZ scam to raise money because my medical bills are hurting so much, he can speak publicly about his medical issues to scam his fans to raise money, but he can't take $5,000 to privately confirm a diagnosis that he already publicly said that he has.
This is true, and you lied about
Planet.
cancer. This is the biggest scandal on the internet.
What do you know about Boogie's crypto scam?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all?
Nope.
All right, we're gonna have a chat about it. All right. So Boogie, as everyone in chat knows, is an epic lolcow. Okay, he's fallen off. He used to be seen as the Mr. Rogers of YouTube, and now everybody just basically sees him as. But I would argue there was like a little bit of charitability he had from large YouTubers, because I think they thought he was just like dumb.
Okay.
Like he's mostly just an idiot. But now he's been exposed for running a pump and dump crypto scam on what's remaining of his audience. And see, his explanation is he didn't know what he was doing. I don't really buy that. I think he was lying. I think he knew the entire time.
he knew.
Mostly because the service he was using was called pump.fun, which is literally
based.
I mean, it is based. It is based. But he somehow didn't know.
Boogie will never admit to lying. If he does, he'll lose everything. They offered Boogie in total $80K, and he still refused, despite saying to Destiny he would do it for $50K. Did he really? I thought he kept saying that he wouldn't do it for even $1 million. Also, I want to point out, again, the night prior to this, Boogie was on the call with Wings of Redemption saying, I would suck Hitler's for $1,000 a month. That's what he was saying, that the night prior. And then 24 hours goes by, and he will not give his medical records for $80K. That's wild.
He somehow didn't know. But Coffeezilla did this really good interview with him, and you can basically catch on to Boogie's blatant manipulation tactics. And I think it would be excellent for you to check out on stream, which is why I'm going to DM it to you right now. I'm not doing any spoilers on this, okay? Chat, you're not getting any spoilers. This is all new information.
He's probably going to have to suck Hitler's for...
Okay, I'm not going to turkey tom it up. Yeah, let's check this out.
Oh my god, I just got the best idea ever. Holy.
Gay sex?
You should give, since I'm a boring reading streamer now, you should do like a 45-minute or like a 30-minute drama segment where you can call into anything else. So we'll put you up on the TV, and then you could just like say like, here's some drama going on, and then give us your take on it, and then we'll link your shit and all that, and we'll go over it on. That'd be a keynote.
That is a genius idea.
That would be
wow,
a keynote
I should
idea.
do that.
But we
Let's
can
do
do
it.
it here now. No, man. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe we'll look at this later. Okay, wait. Confronting Boogie 2988 on crypto scam. Oh, I opened this and somebody in my chat was like, "This is boring. Don't watch it."
It's not boring. That chatter was. That chatter wants to see you read. Coffeezilla caught him in the act.
All right.
Basically, the deal is he adopted this kind of Andrew Tate persona where he was, he's a fat ass, so he takes his shirt
Star, you should take that idea before they do it. What do you mean? I'm so confused. Like, how would I do it before they take it? They're already doing it, right? They're already doing it right now.
off. He's wearing glasses. He's got his girlfriend next to him on stream in her underwear. And he's like, I'm going to help you in cheek thing, right? This crypto thing. And for that reason, I don't really feel bad for anybody who got quote unquote scammed by him because he was literally pitching it as like, it is a pump and dump.
Okay.
The criticism, I think, comes down to the fact that Boogie didn't even know himself what he was promoting. He's a person. And he also admits in this interview to being a fan of Coffeezilla. So he knew exactly what he was doing. Like he watches all this happen. But for some miraculous reason, he's like, I didn't know what a pump and dump was, didn't know what he was doing. It's kind of
Well, fair, but like have people bring up unknown cows and then research it? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I mean, I think part of the reason why the Frogan video was so successful is because nobody else had done the research yet.
the classic Boogie playing the victim when he's caught. But this interview, I think, will be an excellent watch, and you'll love it. You'll catch on to his manipulation.
Do you want me to-
Boogie's like a BPD girl when you catch her. Okay.
Okay.
Boogie 2988 on a crypto pump and dump he did, where he got paid $10,000 to promote a coin, and he said that he thought that just because he said, hey, don't buy this unless you're rich, that nobody was going to put their money in. A few hours later, $3 million worth of trading volume had been done. And I tried to tell him and explain to him that that's how these deals work. Insiders pay you, the celebrity, to go ahead and promote something. They paid him $10,000, and then people end up buying the coin. It doesn't matter what you say. The whole point is they're renting your likeness, renting your image in order to do that. He then told me, well, basically he's paying for cancer, so he can't pay that money back. It's all spent, money's gone. And I tried to get to the bottom of why he did it, why I think that he didn't actually care.
Wait, does Boogie have cancer?
Does he have what?
Does Boogie have cancer?
Yeah, he says he has blood cancer. Yeah, a lot of people don't believe it, but he claims to have blood cancer, I think.
Okay.
Whether it was a scam or not, because he actually came to me ahead of time. It was a really weird story where he came to my DMs before he fully launched the coin. He had just done an announcement tweet saying, hey, pump.fund, which is the platform he was launching on. And then he said to me, hey, I got a question for you, something like that. And I looked at his Twitter profile and I said, don't do what I think you're about to do. And he said, oh, it's too late. Like, I already spent the money, hospital bills and stuff. So I thought it was really weird. Like, why would you come to the guy who busts scams if you thought it was all on the up and up? Because that's what he tries to say is, no, if I'd only known, if I'd only seen ahead of time what this was, I wouldn't have done it. Very strange story, though. I want you to hear.
Well, it's obvious why he went to him. It's because he was basically trying to say, like, well, I went to Coffeezilla first and we chatted about it, so I figured everything would be good. It's like he's like covering his tracks, or basically, right? Or covering his ass, really, right? But
From Boogie 2988 himself, though, about this, decide what
I'm coming on one day to make you research Shanny for Christ. Okay, that sounds good to me, M60.
you think. In general, I think it's fine to say people should not be investing in memes. I just think it's also obvious that marketers wouldn't pay people if people didn't fall for this stuff. Ultimately, they are scamming your fans. They get in on the coin early. They sell as your fans pile in. I hope we can continue to expose celebrities who do this, such as Boogie. Desperate or not, it's not okay. There are other ways to make money. And yeah, here's the call we had. Boogie, it looks like you launched a crypto token that is a scam, a pump and dump. What do you have to say for yourself?
Well, I don't think it's a pump and dump. It is a meme coin.
It's literally from a thing called pump.fund. What are you talking about?
I never knew who pump.fund was until today.
Well, that's what you tweeted. That's what you tweeted. You said, oh, we're going to break.
I learned about it today, so I also tweeted about it today. So try to find a time I tweeted about it before today. You won't, because I just found out that I didn't know who this company is or these people I'm working with, other than they referred to me by Afroman's manager.
Right, but you said before you posted the pump and dump, you said, we're going to cross the internet, pump.fund. You didn't realize at that point you're doing a pump and dump, that you're getting paid by insiders to do this?
Well, not really, because again, if you watch the video that I launched this with, the entire video, the entire bit, the entire joke is I lost all of my money in crypto.
But I'm here to tell you the truth and the hacks to help you break free from the matrix so you can be a brokey like me. True happiness comes from a goldfish, from the same woman a couple of nights a month, and the occasional meme coin. Fatty for life.
Here's my coin. If you want to be broke too, buy my coin. That's what I say in my tweets.
What's the joke about you getting paid to do this, though, and asking people to invest in this coin? I mean, what's the joke exactly? You know people are going to invest. That's why you're getting paid. You know that.
I thought people would buy one coin to come onto the server and hang out. That's what I thought. That's my understanding, and that was the point. When they were pitching this to me, they're like, don't be like Logan Paul, don't be these other people. We want you active in the community. We want you to talk. We want you to be there. This is your community. Be part of it. And so it seems very easy for me to do this with another company to collect.
You are asking people to invest in a financial product, not just a community, right? You understand that. This is not like, hey, pay $1 and you get access to my community. People think that they're going to make money. That is why there's three.
I just want to give you a quick insight. We're gonna take a quick manipulator break, okay? I don't know if I can expand upon these rules like explicitly, but there is a thing that manipulators do where they will claim that they're not doing a particular thing, but then in the course of arguing about whether they're doing that thing, at some point in the argument, they'll begin to justify the thing that they said before that they weren't doing. It's a little slick. It's probably unintentional, but it is incredibly mindful. Let's say that you come home and you find that your dog is acting a lot differently than you'd expect it to, and you asked a friend to babysit the dog. So you go up to the friend, and you're like, yo, what's going on with my dog? Like, what do you mean? Like, were you pissed off at my dog? Did you attack my dog? Like, why is he so like scared? Why is he in the corner or whatever? And like, no, I would never do that. Me and your dog got along fine. We were great. Everything's great. Everything's fine. Really? And then you start pushing, and then they're like, listen, I never do anything to your dog. Okay? Listen, your dog barks like all day. Okay? Holy, like he barks all the time. He's all over the floor. He pisses everywhere. Like he eats his dog food. Something that is happening here, and I don't think people realize, well, I don't think the person doing it realizes what they're doing because they wouldn't do it. And the person arguing with them often doesn't realize it. What's happening is when they start giving justifications for a behavior that they initially said they didn't do, they did do that behavior. And now in their mind, they've moved on to trying to justify and defend themselves from it because they've forgotten that they lied about not doing it at all. It's super manipulative and it's really mindful because then the other person will start arguing the justifications, not realizing, hold on, wait. So if you're saying my dog did all these things, okay, fine, maybe he did. But so then you did kick my dog, right? You attacked him, right? Like you're justifying now why you attacked him. You understand that's what you're doing, right? People don't catch this. What Boogie is doing here, Boogie is deploying this. Initially, the coin is just a joke. It's just a joke. I didn't think anybody was gonna actually do anything. It's a joke meme coin, right? But then it's like, what are we making justifications for now? They said that I was going to participate in the community. I'm not going to be like the Pauls. I'm actually going to go in my community and participate. I just thought people would like buy one so they gain access to the Discord, right? Well, hold on. Wait. First you said it was a joke, but now you're justifying why the coin was a good buy. So was it not a joke? Did you actually intend to have this be a product, right? Notice that right now Boogie is defending the very proposition that he did not.
So I can understand what Destiny is saying here, but could it also not just be both? Could it not just be both that it is a joke, but it's a joke coin with like the added benefit of having that community? I'm not trying to say that he's wrong here because I do think Boogie 2988 is a manipulative line. But I do think that like multiple things can be true, you know? I gotta go. Was invited to get together with people in my fitness class. See ya. Have a good one, Asterati.
Which is that this is a coin that's meant to be purchased by people as a serious product in the beginning of the conversation. Just as a quick manipulator thing to point out, but okay.
Other company to collect.
You're asking people to invest in a financial product, not just a community, right? You understand that. This is not like, hey, pay $1 and you get access to my community. People think that they're going to make money. That is why there's $3 million of trading volume on this little coin that you just promoted.
Well, I told them they won't make money. I literally told you go broke buying this coin.
You can't think
in the tweets and in the videos. I said, don't buy this coin. You'll go broke. If you want to be broke like me, buy this coin.
There's literally no way you believe you're going to get paid $10,000 for something, and those people aren't expecting a greater return on their investment. This is how meme coins work.
Their money back, but I mean, there are plenty of companies that I've worked with that are just there to get their name out, and they're glad to make their money back, or even spend the money to get name recognition. I can name a dozen.
These people are spending money to get pump.fun meme coin name recognition?
I presume.
Let me explain how this works, Boogie. Let me explain how this works. Pump.fun is a place where a lot of things happen, but celebrities will launch meme coins. How it works is insiders pay them for their brand to juice it for all it's worth. They buy in early. They have the influencer promote it. The price jumps up because no matter what the influencer says, the attention gets people to put money in the stupid project. No matter how much you tell them, oh, it's a meme, guys. It's just a joke. It's just a fun little joke. They're going to put their money in because they like you. And they're going to get rugged. They're going to get destroyed by the insiders who got in early on the coin. They have all the advantage because they got in early. All your fans have the disadvantage because they got in late. These coins always spike at the beginning. They always die. You think you're going to be around this community for a long time. You're not. Within 6 months, this thing is going to be dead.
I mean,
yes and no. He's saying that the coin is obviously a sham and not a smart investment. So if you invest in it, you are throwing money away to be part of the community. Still stupid though. No, the goal is to do a pump and dump because, thank you very much. It's so easy to see that if you really truly did mean this to just kind of be like a meme thing, then you would like limit the upside, right? You would, I don't even know, I'm sure you can build this functionality into coins, but you would limit it so that one wallet can only hold one coin, or you just wouldn't even make it a crypto at all. You would just make it some digital purchase that like flags a Discord account or something. The fact that you're letting people buy in as much as possible means that the potentiality for a pump and dump is there. And when you're working with a site called www.pumpcoin or whatever .com, and you're getting paid $10,000 to promote it, it's pretty obvious what's going on.
The thing is, like, why would he even promote it in the first place? For free? Like, am I really supposed to believe that?
Yeah, he's getting paid for it, right?
No, he's getting paid. Exactly. That's the entire point.
Yeah,
like,
he is getting paid.
He can, like,
that is
you
true.
know, joke about it. It's like, oh, I'm, not responsible or whatever because I said not to buy it. But like, then you're also like talking about how it's valuable, how you're building a community, how there's a reason
Exactly.
to be,
Yes.
investing in it.
You're justifying the thing you just said you weren't doing. You said it was just a meme, but now you're saying why it was worth selling to people in the first. So which is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, I think the truth is obviously the bad intention, which is what Boogie wanted. But I think it's pretty clear. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think the reason he messaged Coffee first is to like avoid responsibility or like make
that's what I said. Because he can say that like, because like, bro, I messaged you. Like, come on, dude. Wait, are you really gonna light me up on this? Like, dude, I messaged you and I talked about it, right? Like, it's that appeal to that in the beginning.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is like Boogie could make videos to make money. He like refuses to. And he also like has a bunch of trash in his house. Like he has like I want to say like $10,000 at least worth of like Funko Pops and arcade machines.
Dude.
Like if you're going through like cancer treatment and you can't pay for it, you should probably be selling that off first before you're scamming your audience, right? But he refuses to do that. He refuses to take any responsibility for his own life. It's always just, well, I'm just going to scam people. And then when he does scam people, it's like, okay, well, it's not really my fault. And this is why it's someone else's fault. And I didn't know what I was getting into. And these guys are responsible.
Sure. Although I would say careful on the terminology, like scamming his audience for the cancer treatment. I mean, if he's honest about why he's doing it, it's not really a scam. His audience is just stupid, right? But
I mean, yeah, the audience is pretty dumb, but I still think he faces some responsibility at the very least for the lying.
Wait, lying about what?
Well, because on one hand, he's like, I never told anyone to use it. I said it was. And then he's also just saying it's like cool.
Oh,
like,
no, I'm sorry. About the
there.
crypto thing, I agree in particular. I was just saying that like you can't say that he's scamming people about the cancer donations because if he's honest, like I need this for cancer and I do have all these Funko Pops, that's not really. But this is probably kind of a scam, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The only thing that would significantly change my mind on this, and I haven't done any reading into this at all, the question would be was Boogie open about the fact that he was getting paid $10,000 to promote this before it all went down?
I honestly couldn't tell you that. I don't remember. He did say it in this recording, but I'm not sure if he said it beforehand. I would guess not, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Curious. All right.
Talk to.
Exactly. There it is.
Left the server, but if there's people to talk to, I'll talk to them. Why wouldn't I?
Because you got paid up front.
Sure.
Okay.
Brother, I don't know if you understand what my life is like right now, but I have so much free time that I spend a lot of it on my Discord now because I'm just bored out of my mind. I don't have places to go. I don't have money to spend.
You should be working. What is wrong with you? Why are you admitting this? You don't understand what my life is. So you're telling me you have all this free time. You have all this free time. You're not making content. You're just sitting on your ass around on Discord. You're in need of money and you're not doing anything to get more money except for scamming people out of a crypto coin. What is going on? What is going on?
Not to sound like ableist, but if you have all this free time, why not work, my friend?
Oh, okay.
And it doesn't even have to be like boring,
That's so
horrible
fucking
work.
funny.
Like make YouTube videos. You have a channel with millions, right? Boogie.
Yeah, like 4 million subs.
Yeah,
Bro.
and he can make the most low effort videos possible. He doesn't have to do all his editing tricks. It's Boogie. People will watch him.
Oh, yeah.
He refuses to. He refuses to make videos. This
You
is the
have
thing.
all
He
this
refuses
free
to do
time?
work.
What the f? Okay. Listening more.
I'm literally just fighting for my life over here, and a lot of that involves staying home,
For my
spending my money
life.
where it needs to be spent, and trying to just not stress myself out to make
Fighting for my life when he's literally got the most chill version of cancer that you can get.
polycythemia vera anywhere.
How much did you get paid for this total?
I was given $5,000 up front with a promise of $5,000 on the back end after a week of coming on the Telegram, doing some live streams, doing some tweets about it, and all along the ways talking about how it's a shitcoin that'll make you go broke.
One thing I'm curious, I don't know if Coffeezilla will drill into this. He said he got 5K up front and then 5K for continued work. So there are two ways that this could have gone. One would be very interesting. So one standard way would be $10,000 contract. You get 5K up front. You get 5K after a week. But a second way that contract could have been written is you get 5K up front and you'll get 5K if they hit a certain volume. And that second one would be a killer point. Don't spoil if they do go into it. I hope he asks him if that second payment was contingent upon a minimum volume for the coin. We'll see.
You know why they tell you to do it for a week, right? That's how much time they need to get out of the coin. They're going to slowly drain the coin as people buy in. They're going to use whatever's worth of your name to dump on your fans. You know that.
Well, if you're telling me that, I believe you.
That's how meme coins work. I told you in DMs not to do this. You came to me because you were about to launch this coin.
It was launched. You told me after my first tweet. I literally said to you, the question before that was like, hey man, can we talk real quick? You said, don't do it. I said, I have some questions. You said, don't do it.
But at that point, today it was already too late. The first tweet was out, and
Oh, now here's Boogie. So remember, he laid the trap by asking him
my
a few weeks
God.
earlier, right? Like, bro, I came to you. Now he's like invoking that, basically like pardon power. Like, I already talked to you, so I should be clear, right? Bro, you can't go after me. I asked you questions, right? We already talked about this, yeah.
No, no. There was no contract. There was no video out. You
the money's already spent. It's at Mercy Hospital right now. It's gone. I used it to pay debts. I used it to pay medical debts. So
You didn't have to tweet that tweet. You didn't have to tweet it out. You said you like did the like pre-announcement hype thing, and then you sent me a message asking me, oh, I've got some questions. I immediately tell you don't do it. Then you don't listen to me. You say it's too late. I cast the check. Need it for medical bills. Isn't it just a coin, a meme? No one's actually going to buy the thing. And then $3 million worth of trading volume happened.
Yeah, I was not expecting that, obviously.
You know who was expecting that? The people who paid you.
I obviously don't want anybody to lose money. I thought there was going to be some trading. I thought people would buy enough coins to join the community and come around and have fun. I thought they might.
Yeah, no, the type of cancer that Boogie has is just, it's super mild, really. It is. It's so mild. He can absolutely work. He's acting like he's disabled.
Spend a little bit of money like they do on Cameo or Patreon or OnlyFans to have some personal interaction. That's what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anybody to think they're going to make money from this, especially because I specifically told them, you will not make money from this.
Don't you think it's kind of gross, given that you know firsthand, almost better than anyone, the damage that speculative investments can do? That you would then make money from a speculative investment like this?
I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything. Right, that's why I'm telling people don't make a speculative investment here, because I lost my ass. Like, if you watch the video, hopefully you'll include it in your video, parts of it. But in the video, I talk about how broke I am, how I lost my money in crypto. I talk about, if you want to be broke like me, join my community. And
Right, you're doing a satire of Andrew Tate's crypto coin. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Where, okay.
Whereas he's saying, join it, make money. I'm saying, join it, lose money.
And you think that's okay to then financially tie money for yourself where you could hurt your audience? You think that's fine as long as you say, oh, join it and you could lose some money?
I will say, wow, you can almost be endlessly critical of Boogie for a huge variety of reasons. Well, I think that, I don't know if I would say Boogie did anything wrong here. I would say he's being maybe.
KB says, I was diagnosed with cancer last year and have never wished this on anyone, but I am really close to changing that for Boogie. I'm sorry, KB. Very, very sorry to hear that. I legit didn't realize Boogie had fans. I've only ever known him as a subject of exposed videos or the boxing match. Yeah. Like, yeah. Most people with the condition that he has live the same exact amount as if they didn't have cancer, so.
Or maybe the fact that he's so like, he's not honest about it is like the wrong part. But if Boogie is like going on saying like, buy broke coin, buy coin, and then you buy it and it ends up being a pump and dump, I think I have exactly zero sympathy for anybody that buys it. I'm like, well, I mean, bro, what the f did you expect? Like, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's a good
I don't feel
point.
bad for those people. I think they're.
And I don't even know if
retarded. And also,
Boogie.
like,
I don't know if Boogie did anything wrong
even if
there.
it wasn't that. It's like, it's Boogie. It's Boogie. Like, why the f are you buying a coin from this idiot? Like,
Sure,
you look
yeah.
at anything about him, you find this guy's like a liar, like pathologically. Why
Yeah,
would you
well,
ever
yeah,
trust
but
guy
in
with
this case, he's not even lying. If he's literally saying, listen, be broke like me, blah, 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 blah. Like, if he's saying shit like that, I mean, you can't really say promoted, even if the coin does end up being a pump and dump. Like, but, okay.
I think part of the problem is he says it's not a pump and dump, and then it like definitely.
Yeah,
is.
that's why
And
I'm
so the question
saying when he
becomes, did
lies
know or
about
not know.
Yeah, exactly. When he lies about it, that's the problem. Yeah, like his behavior now. Like if he would have just come on a call like this, and he's like, you know, Coffeezilla's like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, I guess the company that hired me was a pump and dump. So yeah, I mean, I guess I was more right than I knew when I told you that if you buy it, you're gonna be broke like me. So yeah, if you did, yeah, you're pretty. It was pumped and dumped. If Boogie was like that, I think, yeah, okay, you're clear. So I think any moral wrong that Boogie is saying, I think it's just because of that behavior afterwards, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mostly agree.
Still listening?
Even though you know with your following, people are going to invest in that.
Absolutely would. I mean, I'm steadfast in this. Yes, I believe that if I got paid to tell you don't buy something, I'll gladly take that money. If I get paid to tell you this might be dangerous for you, invest smartly. Yes, I think I'd love to get paid. I'd love to be paid to be an example of somebody who lost in crypto and to teach people that very important lesson. I think it's a very good lesson to learn.
You think making people lose money, that's a good lesson?
No, I wanted to keep them from doing that. I wanted to get the message out to
I
make sure
mean,
they did.
he literally does say, I do have to agree, he literally does say, if you want to be a broke like me, buy this coin, basically. So, yeah.
That's the point. I thought it would go viral as a meme coin.
And then like this like weird thing of like, oh, I was just trying to help people. Like it's cringe and stupid and not true. Like
He
you
just
want
needs to admit what it is that Boogie is acting like he is offended or that he cares. He just needs to be like, yeah, I just don't care. Like if you're going to do a coin scam, don't do this whole, oh, I can't pay back, blah, blah, blah. Just be like, I don't care. I said what I said. People can suck my cock. I'm not paying it back. I said that if you want to be a broke, buy this coin. If you were stupid enough to buy it, then you bought it, right? I don't know why he's even trying to jump through these hoops to justify and be like, oh, you know, acting like he's like a morally whatever, morally like he cares about this. Like this is a morally important thing to him. It's clearly not. Shout out to Stardust and Destiny. Hey, thank you for the $1.99 super chat.
You wanted to get paid, dog. You wanted to get paid, you got paid. Like, that's it.
Can Boogie still revive his career, or was this the last straw? I think that his career will be just fine, to be honest with you. The only way that his career dies is if he leaves the internet. I like the stream for free. Thank you, Jesus Cow. Thank you all for liking the stream, by the way. Please like the stream. So,
Just say that much. Like, all this weird moralizing is cringe.
As a joke, as a comedy bit. I thought that it would make people laugh. I thought people.
An investment is never a comedy. Like people who are trying to tie comedy to investments, it's hilarious.
Make an investment. I didn't expect anybody to make a large investment. Why would they? I told them not to.
Okay. Let me ask you this: when were you paid the $5,000?
5 days ago.
5 days ago.
Less than a week.
Were you paid in cash or were you paid in like crypto?
Cash,
sorry to
obviously,
hear
yeah.
that, Jake.
Okay. And you're being.
I hold none of. As far as I know, it's my understanding I hold none of this coins. I don't have any coins in my wallet. It's my understanding they've set aside 2% for me, but I don't have a way to receive that.
Oh, like that sounds really bad. When you say that, so remember, okay, CEO compensation is done in stock a lot of the times because the goal is you want to tie the incentives of the CEO along with the incentives of the board, okay? If the CEO is getting compensated in stock, then the CEO is motivated to make decisions to increase the value of the company so that the share values that the board members represent also increase. You're aligning incentives there. If Boogie knows, and he just said that, Boogie knows that part of his compensation is in the coin itself. He's got 2% ownership, I guess, of all the coins or some percentage of the coins, whatever. If he's got that 2%, that means that Boogie has an incentive to see the price increase. And an increase in price kind of necessarily...
Damn, there are a lot of people in the chat who've lost parents to cancer. I'm sorry to hear that, guys. My condolences. And I'm sorry that you have to see this piece of shit, you know? Boogie, you know, doing his thing, so...
implies that a lot of people are trading on it. So that's not a good thing. That hopefully we'll see if Coffee picks up on that, but okay.
It's my understanding they've set aside 2% for me, but I don't have a way to receive that, so I don't know what good that does me. And 2% of nothing I thought was nothing anyway, so who cares?
No, but now the coin is your coin that you told no one to buy is being bought, unsurprisingly, and now it is worth something. Are you then going to sell that too? If you get a hold of it, are you going to sell it?
No, I will not sell. I won't be able to get a hold of it. I don't have a wallet anymore.
Well, they can just sell it for you. They can just make money for you. Are you going to take it?
If I'm being genuine with you, and I do want to be genuine.
Oh, right. And so he even lied. I don't know if Coffeezilla realized what he was asking here, but I think when Boogie says he doesn't have access to it or can't do it, I think Boogie's trying to be cute because I think it sounds like Boogie knows that he's going to be compensated based on the value of that coin, which means that first thing that I asked where I was like, when you said it was 5K up front and then 5K after, was that based on any performance metrics? I wonder now if in that contract, that 5K that he got later, if that was based on a performance metric of the coin or if that's them compensating him or buying him out basically that 2% of that he had of the coin. And it sounds like Boogie is aware now that there might be a way for him to be compensated for the coin, but he thought he was being cute earlier by saying, well, I don't have the wallet, so I don't know if I have access to it. So I don't know. Right, yeah.
If I'm being genuine with you, and I do want to be genuine with you and the rest of the internet, I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills, and I'm fighting cancer, and I very much like not to...
I just cannot believe the way that he phrases it. Again, the way that he phrases it, okay? Polycythemia vera is not one of these illnesses that you're fighting cancer in the same way as somebody who has a different type of cancer who's going through chemotherapy is, right? The type of, like, chemotherapy is hell, right? Talk to cancer patients. Talk to people who've been through it, right? Chemotherapy is absolute hell. And it's debilitating. And people still go to work even though they're on chemotherapy. I think just look at, I don't know. I think a great example of this was actually Breaking Bad in the early season when Walter's first diagnosed with cancer and he's still working his 2 jobs. And in the meantime, like dealing with all of the side effects of chemotherapy, vomiting in the bathroom, you know, all sorts of things, right? And he is acting, Boogie is acting like he's going through that. Polycythemia is literally the most mild cancer you can have. It's basically just like a blood disorder. The only risk that polycythemia vera really poses is if it develops into something worse, into a worse type of cancer, like leukemia. However, if you're doing your maintenance, if you're mitigating the symptoms, if you're making sure that it doesn't develop into anything worse, you will be fine. You will live as long as the other, as somebody who doesn't have it. You might have a little bit of fatigue and brain fogginess, but it is nothing compared to, like, literally, people go through hell and still work. This dude can't work at all. When I was 10, my father died of cancer. I can literally mark what years he was in the hospital, by what grade I was in. Lamau, this guy who even thinks to lie about this, let alone actually do it. He could have cancer, but again, polycythemia vera, it's nothing in comparison to like what other people have to go through due to cancer. It's crazy. There's blood drawing, there's blood testing. That's basically a lot of it. So yeah, reputation ruined, income ruined, karma ruined. Boogie is such a piece of shit for exploiting this. Star, I've been telling you to fake cancer for years. Shame you didn't think of it first. Damn. Dude didn't even get a biopsy. Yeah, that is probably the most damning piece of evidence when Destiny confronts him. The other stuff, I don't think there's anything that is more convincing than that. So Boogie wouldn't work before he said he had cancer, so that isn't an excuse for him. Haha, I suppose that's true. On both sides of my family, all sorts of cancer runs rampant. I've lost several family members, and it's a slow, painful process for the person going through it. Me watching them and feeling helpless. Yeah. It's nuts. He should have taken the out that Keem gave him. It would have been forgivable compared to this. Yeah, he should have. I still might believe Keemstar's theory, but... Article on Medical News today says that if untreated polycythemia vera has a median survival period of patients untreated 6 to 18 months, so it seems this cancer, if untreated, can be bad. Right, but that's if he even has the cancer. And secondly, he is being treated. The treatment is nothing in comparison. Like, the side effects are nothing in comparison. And then he is being treated currently. He is currently going, and maintaining things and trying to lose weight and all of these things. And he is still, he's still going to have the exact same life expectancy as somebody else. Like, and he is still, like, playing the victim, trying to scam people out of money. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I love my healthcare too much, but that's something I would genuinely have to consider. And I know that from watching your videos in the past, if I say maybe here, a lot of people are going to take that as a no, and it might end up being a no. So I may as well give you a hard no here, because I very, very much need the money. I'm on $1,800 for the medications right now. I need the money to pay for that. I have a $2,000 a month mortgage.
Does he not have like Medicaid or any kind of like state medication like insurance program, or what's?
I genuinely would like very much to keep my home. I'd very much like, but I don't want to do it at the price of ripping anybody off. And
that is kind of what's happened here.
That's
little.
not kind of what's happened a little bit. Don't soften that. That's exactly what's happened here. There is a scam that's being perpetuated with a coin that he's being paid to support, and he's getting paid a percentage of how successful the scam runs. That's exactly what's happening.
To keep my home, I'd very much like, but I don't want to do it at the price of ripping anybody off. And
that is kind of what's happened here a little bit, though. You know that.
Yeah, I mean, you've informed me of that, and I'm very sorry for that. I hope people listened. I hope people heard what I had to say. I hope people remembered, like, you're buying into a community that's there to make fun of me for losing my ass. That's the entire point of the community. You're supposed to, as a crypto bro, come in and maybe you throw me a bone because you know I have medical bills and shit to pay.
Wait, so people are supposed to buy into it if you're a crypto bro? So they were supposed to buy it? What does he mean you throw you a bone because you have bills to pay? So was it a joke coin from the very beginning that nobody was ever supposed to take seriously? Or was it a coin where you make fun of Boogie by buying into it so he makes money? But then other people are going to be incentivized to buy into it? Or what, like?
That's for millionaires. I want multi-millionaires who make more.
They're really not throwing you a bone, though. They're throwing the people who paid you a bone. Like, the people who are investing in this coin are enriching not you the most, but the people who paid you. And that's the whole grift. It's like people are getting celebrities to rent out their reputations to milk them for all they're worth.
But you're describing, I charge for memberships on YouTube. YouTube takes half. You're talking about a grift that every company does on the entire internet. I didn't think it would be an unfair percentage. Otherwise I wouldn't have signed up for it.
No, I'm talking about a pump and dump, because this is not some kind of like obvious, oh, this is a membership. This is to make money, right? That's what meme coins are about, making money.
It's about making money.
I accept the fact that you're telling me I'm ripping people off, and I accept that might very well be true, and I don't mean to be. And it was not my intention. My intention...
He always shirks responsibility. He does this thing where he's very good at this. This is a super abusive... Man, that girl with him must be super mindful. I feel so bad for her. Boogie's like a master of manipulatively avoiding responsibility while sounding like he's making concessions the entire time, right? You understand that you stole that homeless guy's money, you know, and now he's starving to death. It's like, I mean, yeah, if he's starving to death now, like, yeah, I mean, I accept that, you know, yeah, maybe that money in that cup that was his might have actually belonged to him. But I mean, I didn't know it at the time. I've seen money laying on the ground a ton before, and I picked it up, and I've seen tons of people walk by and pick up money, and I spent that money on medical bills. And I mean, if you're telling me that that's really what happened, then, you know, I guess, okay, yeah, if you're telling me, then I get, right? The recognition of the wrong is always external, right? You're the one that's realized I did a wrong thing. He's external, right? Oh, well, if you're saying this, oh, well, if you're telling me that, well, that's what people are saying, if that's what's happened. And it's always a thing that is like happening to him and never happening because of him, right? Oh, well, these guys, you know, I guess if this is what they did and they pumped and dumped and they did this, there's no agency ever. Boogie never has any agency in his life. Well, I didn't know that I did this. Or if in the advanced, because remember, he always ratchets up the assurance seeking, right? If the next level of, I don't know if he does it here, but the next level of the Boogie assurance seeking will be, okay, yeah, maybe I did do this. I did it. And then he catastrophizes. I'm a massive fuck up. I did it and I fucked up because I fuck everything up because I'm so worthless and I can't do this and I'm just a worthless fucking person. You're right. Is that what you wanted to hear? That I'm a horrible human being, right? It's this false sense of like taking responsibility when in reality, he's just trying to like throw himself under the bus to make the person talking to him either feel bad for him or feel like they've accomplished their mission, and then they walk away and it resets it all. And yeah, he like has like, Boogie is like one of the most obvious, like when you watch his conversational schema, it's always like abuser or manipulator type talk every single time. It's insane.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, just a few years ago, he came out and was like, yeah, everything I've ever said was fake. I forgot regarding what, but it was like pretty big. KB says, I just don't buy it. When my doc suspected cancer, they lined all the labs and scans up before I walked out of the exam room. No way his long-term doc was just like, take your time, schedule the biopsy. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. You don't get that diagnosis until you do the biopsy and all the required testing. And again, I have to reiterate this. Okay, the way that people do medical diagnosis, the medical diagnosis is they do differential diagnosis, right? Where they look at the symptoms, they find every single possible diagnosis that could be responsible for it, right? And then from that point, they start doing different tests to test for other things that it could be within these different diagnoses or whatever. And then they start ruling things out. And then eventually, after a bunch of tests, after a little bit, then they will come to the conclusion of what diagnosis or diagnoses you have, basically. Yeah. Plus, Boogie had insurance at the time. There's medical financing. Lots of cancer centers have funding, and there's also payment plans. Hell, default on the medical bills if it means saving your life. Yeah. Most medical facilities also will be generally pretty forgiving, pretty, lenient. They will work with you because they know it's not like you have a choice in a lot of this stuff. You get sick. You need to do something. So, yeah.
Sticks to it so well.
I accept the fact that you're telling me
The biggest question for me is always
the very fact that he had not had a biopsy at all prior to this point is crazy to me.
Where is Boogie of what he's doing? Like, how self-aware of his manipulation is he? Like, is he thinking ahead of time, like, this is what I'm going to do? Or is it like a totally subconscious thing he doesn't even realize?
It's hard since I never do any of this and I'm not a manipulator. But it is truly hard to get into the mind of a person like this. I would assume that they don't know. It's like they know that if they perform, when a baby cries, does a baby really know what they're doing? What a baby knows is that if they make noise, eventually somebody will come and take care of them. But does the baby know that they're creating an environment where the other person is so irritated that it's easier to acquiesce to the needs of the child than it is to sit there and endure another minute of their screaming? I don't think the baby knows that. I think the baby just knows that if he cries, eventually somebody comes and takes care of him. I think that with manipulator behavior,
like operant conditioning?
Yes, I truly think so, yeah. That when they've engaged in certain behaviors in the past, they tend to get rewarded for it, so they continue to do so. And it's just kind of like a learned behavior, and they deploy it without thought. That's my guess, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, 7 more minutes. Okay, going through.
to be. And it was not my intention. My intention was to be a spectacle, as I've always chosen to be on YouTube, for people to look and laugh and realize that I'm the fat, dumb idiot that lost his money in crypto. To drive home the point that crypto is not a smart or safe investment, and you have to be very careful with your money. I said that in the video. I've said that on the Telegram. I said it on Twitter, and I'll say it again here.
Oh my
and
God. Yeah, even in Socialist Canada, if they suspect you have cancer, they prioritize your testing and scans because with cancer, the speed of addressing it is everything. Yes, absolutely. You don't wait 2 years for a biopsy because that could develop into something worse. If he truly had polycythemia vera, they wouldn't be waiting 2 years. They would have done the biopsy and they would have tested it.
I don't think anybody would think.
This isn't some grand point. You're just making 10K. This is just you making 10K.
I think you can do both. I think you can make a point and get paid to do it. I think you can do both. Are you getting paid from this video? Will you be making a point in this video?
Am I going to be selling a product? Am I going to be selling a crypto token? No.
I don't know. Will it have an advertisement?
This is so funny because he claims that he didn't know that he was being recorded here. It wasn't with his consent. But he literally just acknowledged, are you going to be making money from this video? Shut up. Like, bro, you've got to be kidding me.
I don't know. I don't know how you run your channel these days. I haven't seen you in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you're running ads on this, and I don't know if you have a sponsor, but you might.
Do you think that's the same?
Coffee fucked up so hard. Coffee shouldn't have said, am I selling a product? Coffee should have just said, am I scamming anybody? Am I scamming anybody or causing anybody to lose money to a scam? That's what he should have said. He gave Boogie an out there, and I think he realized it, and he didn't correct himself, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you're running ads on this, and I don't know if you have a sponsor, but you might.
Do you think that's the same thing as selling a financial product?
I will say also for people that engage in this form of manipulation, something that they're very, very, very good at doing is they're very good at attacking you from a place of perceived vulnerability. They look like they're incredibly vulnerable and exposed. And from that position, they're able to attack you so much and you can't attack them back because it feels like really horrible to do so, right? They're either crying, they're being emotional, they're throwing themselves under the bus. And when you've got a person like that, right? Fine, I f***ed up. Yeah, I'm the worst person in the world. Okay, sure, fine. I mean, what do you do? Like, are you a saint? Are you telling me you've never done anything like this before? Like, how does it work for you here or whatever, right? When they're already like at such a low position, it feels bad. Like a human doesn't naturally want to say like, listen, bro, hold on. What I do is nowhere near comparable to how evil like the shit that you've just done. It's like you f***ed up like really hard. Like you're doing horrible because they're always like working to like lower themselves to make them unassailable from the person they're talking to. But okay, sorry.
And I don't know if you have a sponsor, but you might.
Do you think that's the same thing as selling a financial product?
I thought it was going into it. I'm now beginning to believe that you're correct, and it's not.
Okay, now that if you start to believe that I'm correct, are you willing to try to avoid the damage you might do to people by, 1, not selling your tokens, and 2, maybe giving back the back half of, you said the first half is spent. I don't know if that's true. I'm just trusting you here. But actually giving back the 5K you're going to be making back to the community, locking it, making sure that people aren't going to get hurt further?
No.
No, I'm going to pay my medical bills next month with that last half, and I'm sorry to anybody that's disappointed with that.
Yeah.
I have an $1,100 medication plus a $300 medication. I get a bunch of I'm going to buy medicine with it, man. And if people are disappointed with that, I fully understand that. It's a thing to do, and I'm a person for doing it. You can have that opinion. I'm okay with it. That said, about burning the coin.
Yep, throwing yourself to the bus. Yeah, I'm a shitty person. I'm horrible. I understand, right?
He should have just owned up from the beginning and just been like, yeah, Coffeezilla, I don't really give a and just like moved on with his life instead of doing this whole song and dance with him.
Yeah.
It's something I'll have to seriously consider.
It's the next step, right? Because if you continue to apply pressure on a person like that, then eventually that's like the next step, right? Remember, you always ratchet up the bid for assurance, right?
No, I remember Ikit. We already watched that stream where Keemstar confronted him on it, and he's like, oh, I didn't consent to having that call recorded. And he clearly knew that it was being recorded. So
you can keep going further. I don't know if you would in this video or not, but like you can also keep taking that further, right? Where it's like once you've got so low, if the person continues to lean into you, it's like, well, okay, well, fine. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to die? He's kind of already doing it with the medical stuff. Should I just kill myself then? What do you want me to do? Should I just be broke or poor so now I can't afford anything? Like, what would you have?
Destiny is so good at calling this. I wish I were this good at calling manipulative behavior. I really wish I were. And I don't know how you get this good at calling manipulative behavior or seeing it. I'm so terrible at it, I feel, you know? I don't know how to identify it.
We do. Like, I have no options, right? Remember, it's to externalize everything, to remove all agency from yourself. Those two things are one and the same. And then to continue to fight from that position.
My immediate answer is, I'll need to survey the damage. I'll need to understand what people have lost. I'll need to understand how much good burning those coins will do. And if it's going to make a genuine impact, I think I'd consider making the sacrifice, yes. I think I would make the sacrifice if I thought it was going to make a genuine impact.
I don't believe you. I think you're going to try to get as much money out of this as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's probably the last thing I'll get to do, and I bet after this video is live, I don't think a lot of people are going to trust me moving forward. That might be the smart move, but I'm still going to consider it though.
Well, you did just sell out your community, and your answer is sort of like, oh, I have bills. But look, everyone's got bills. You have medical bills. That's
As someone who's good at picking it out, it takes a lot of missing it first and realizing in hindsight before you can develop the sense. I feel like my entire life is marked by me getting manipulated, or me, you know, being too trusting of somebody or taking people at their word. And again and again and again, I get tricked, or I fall for it, or like I just don't even realize I'm being manipulated. And then, yeah, and I never seem to be able to pick it up. I never seen it, even to this day. Like, my entire life is just me being used and being trampled on. Like, I feel like I'm just like, I don't even know how to identify it. I just can't. I don't think I have it in me, you know? Does that mean that Beckett can prank you easily? He doesn't really do that to me. So, you know, I don't have to worry about that. But Creations Out of Eden, thank you for the $10 super chat. My biopsy found the precancerous cells by accident, and even that stage in metaplasia has symptoms. If you lied, that's horrible. Biopsies have to happen for them to find the metadysplasia in cells. Yeah. It's behavioral observation too. I think you have to constantly be assessing everyone for those patterns. That's possible. It's possible.
horrible, obviously. You know, I wish you the best, but is there not any other way to make money than launching meme coins?
Well, I'm currently selling every collectible I own to try to keep my head above water. I'm making YouTube videos as much as I can, but I make $20 a YouTube video if I'm lucky.
Remember what he just said earlier, right? He's scrambling.
But
he said earlier,
you gotta be over a few times to spot the pattern. I've been over. I've been over multiple times, dude. Like,
I sit around in my home and I'm bored all day with nothing to do. And
I still never get it. I never identify it.
now he's scrambling to make videos and he's trying to sell, you know, every single thing he owns, right? It's how are both of these things true at the same time? It doesn't make any sense.
Because my channel is completely demonetized. I have my podcast, and I'm working as hard at the podcast as they'll let me. But there's only so much we can do there, and it's bringing in $2,000 a month. So collectively, I'm bringing in about $3,500 a month. Without medical bills, I need about $6,000 to survive. With medical bills, I need close to 8 or 9, and I've run out of savings. So I'm selling everything I can to just try to keep my head above water here. And I think it might go. I know we made a big joke out of it on the documentary that I filmed last year, but the reality of it is I'm very sick, and it's very difficult to get work. I took this opportunity because I thought it was a fair one. If it's not, then I'm asking.
Why? Okay, let me ask you this. If every
Oh, he's so close. We're just waiting for him to drop the... What am I supposed to do? You just want me to die then? I just can't take any opportunities? Do I need to... I'm just supposed to not be able to... Come on. That's the next... That's one of the final stages. After that, then it's like threatening, and then it's going to be attempts, and then it's going to be... Well, actually, yourself is never part of this escalation of bids for assurance because you don't get any assurance if you're dead, so...
other opportunity in your life is not paying a ton of money, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a crypto token wants to pay you $10,000. You think that's suddenly going to be a fair thing? I mean, everyone knows, like, everything's about risk, reward. The shadiest people pay the most money. Why did you think that was, oh, that's going to be fine?
Because in my experiences, a lot of these crypto bros are multi-millionaires. To them, $10,000 is a blink of an eye. They could burn $10,000 on their front lawn.
No, they're paying it to make money from your fan base.
I thought it was as a meme. I thought it was as a joke. I thought it was a bit.
The joke is they're getting rich or what?
Do a bit. Do what?
The joke is they're getting rich or what?
I hope they're not getting rich, because I sure is getting from it. I hope nobody's losing money, and I hope they're not taking it. I hope nobody's taking money from this. I hope nobody loses money.
Well, that's impossible when you have $3 million in trading volume. It's just impossible that no one's lost money here.
As I told you, my friend, I did not expect anything like that. I certainly didn't.
I tried to tell you.
If that's true, then why did you accept getting compensated with a percentage valuation of the coin? That's like the killer question. I mean, there's like 12 killer questions that you can ask here, right? You thought that crypto bros were going to be the ones investing in it? Then why, if you're telling everybody that it's a broke coin and to buy it if you go broke, why would you expect crypto bros to invest in it? That doesn't make any sense. If it was just a meme joke sell, why are you offering a service in conjunction with the coin? If you thought that it wasn't going to do anything or perform at all, why do you have a percentage stake in the coin itself? Like you have, like, there's like so many questions. It's like none of it lines up.
Before you made that post announcing the actual coin.
I mean, you told me 5 minutes before I made it. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. You tried, and I appreciate it.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't know. How do we stop influencers from doing this, Boogie? Everyone's taking these deals. Everybody wants to get rich, and they don't care if their fans suffer. Well, I mean, what do you think we can do? Just tell me.
Put yourself in the mind of Boogie. What can we do to prevent these in the future? Well, I don't know. People like you are really important, Coffeezilla. It's going to be something like that. And then the second one is going to be...
He's so good at this. What
people
the
like
fuck?
you are really important, and maybe nobody should invest in these projects. They're probably all bad. I wish I would have known that before. That's my guess. We'll see what he says. Those two. I might be off though. I don't know.
What can I do to educate people? Because this is like a Sisyphusian battle. Every day it's someone else selling out. What can I do? How can I educate people?
And someone give me a moment to think about it. I'm sure this will be edited a little bit, I hope, because I'm going to need a pause here if that's okay. So I really want to think it through. You need to get the message out that there is no such thing as a safe promotion for this.
Okay, so that was point 2. Yeah, all of them are scams, maybe. Yeah.
That there is no such thing as people not losing money. If you're telling me everyone's losing money on this guaranteed, then I needed to have the understanding that no matter what I did, all I was doing was stealing from somebody. I didn't think that. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, I didn't
You're telling
know,
me that now, and I'll never do anything like this again.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's always after he's reaped the rewards. This is the Vosh strategy. You do a bad thing, you collect the benefits for doing the bad thing. Once the bad thing has been exposed, then you try to collect the virtue for disavowing the bad thing every time. Yeah.
I'll do my due diligence here. I do have some integrity, and I'm going to do the work that I'm paid to do. But after that, I'll never do this again because you are telling me the only outcome is that people get ripped off. If I had that understanding going into this, I would not have done it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And
Okay,
then,
thanks, Boogie. I appreciate it. I hope
Yeah,
you
I
get
really
better.
appreciate it, man.
I hope you get better with your sickness. And
Yeah, it's cancer, man. People don't generally get better.
why would you say that if you had cancer? It's cancer. You don't get better from it. That's so absolutely not f***ing true. Depends on the type of cancer. It depends on the condition of the patient.
It's-
Depends on the healthcare available to you.
Yeah.
Depends on well, no, hold on. Third one is stupid.
Okay, he is right about this. It's just such a blatant lie. It's cancer. You don't get better from it. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Shut up. Oh my god. It's cancer. You don't get better from it. Wow. Dude, are you serious? Yeah, people do get better from way worse cancers than Boogie has. I mean, yeah, if he even has it. It's just nuts.
Depends on the type of cancer, depends on the status of the patient, and it depends on how far the cancer has progressed.
This is all true.
And then also other things like finances and medical, whatever. But those 3 are the big ones. Why would you just say it's cancer? There's no hope. That's such a stupid thing to say.
Especially, it's so stupid to say with what he's claiming polycythemia vera, because polycythemia vera, again, has the same exact life expectancy as somebody who doesn't have that. You will basically live to the same age as you would have without having polycythemia vera.
No shot. He's lying. He's
If it's not cancer that's making Boogie want to quit Lolcow, then what's the reason why he's quitting? He's just being a baby, that's all. That he got called out on lying.
absolutely lying. He's absolutely lying about it.
All right, well, I'm glad you got a kick out of that. I feel a little like, I don't know, this is my internalized homophobia.
Fuck, that's such a thing to do. What an unbelievable what an actual piece of shit. Why the fuck would he say that at the end? That's such a disgusting thing to say.
It is disgusting also, because like anybody else who's in his audience who still likes him, if they get a cancer diagnosis and they hear, oh, it's cancer, it doesn't get better. What are they gonna think? What are they gonna think? Again, like it is incredibly, you know, way to dash the hopes and dreams of tons of people all over the world. Cancer absolutely gets better. What? Yeah, it does. It does. Again, way worse cancers get better. People come back from way worse. And then KB says, and for his type, it would be maintaining a healthy lifestyle, similar to other issues like heart condition, sickle cell, etc. Yeah. Yeah, we might want to watch that, honestly. Since that groveling and wallowing is going to save it. Yeah, it's just, he wallows in his own constantly.
It's cancer. You always die. That's not true. There are so many different types of cancer. With certain screening, depending on what you're at risk for. So if you're a man of a certain age, they recommend things like colonoscopies or prostate exams.
Can you imagine? It's cancer. We're all gonna die. Like, I'm gonna die. Like, what are you talking about? What? Cancer doesn't get better. Brother, did the doctor ever use the word remission? Sorry, that set me off. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh my god, dude. What a piece of shit. That is ridiculous.
Whatever. If you're a woman of a certain age with a certain medical background or a history of cancer, they might recommend like mammograms or whatever. Why would he say that? That's such a stupid, horrible thing to say. I wouldn't even care so much that he says that, but the fact that he'll say that and then say he has cancer and he's collecting money for the treatment at the same time. Also, so is he doing chemotherapy? You said he's paying $1,800 a month or $1,100 a month. I guess it changes all the time. What is he paying for cancer treatments? Is he getting medication every month or every week, or is he doing radiation treatment? What has he said about this? I don't. Have you looked into that at all? Do you know?
I don't know all the details of his cancer treatment, to be honest with you.
Boogie,
I wouldn't be surprised if he's lying, but
2988 cancer. Wait, hold on. Okay, somebody linked something. Okay. Hey, so I debated not sharing this, but I got my official. This is why I don't trust people like Turkey Tom, okay? Because they miss out on the value of some streamers. Boogie is indeed is indeed at times quite the comedian. Boogie, what a hilarious joke. Boogie joking that he would actually withhold some piece of information that makes him look like a victim. That's one of the funniest jokes I've heard of the year. We've got 5 months left of the year. I don't think I'll hear anything funnier than this. Somebody enters in a contender for most hilarious joke of all time. Okay, sorry.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. With the way that Boogie's personality is, would he really withhold on anything that would make him look more like a victim? That's very true. Very true.
Hey, so I debated not sharing this, but I got my official diagnosis today, so why not? I do in fact have a type of blood cancer called polycythemia vera. It's extremely slow moving, and many people live with it for decades. No big deal. I guess if you're...
Then he had the nerve to say, he tweeted this back in 2022, and he said, it's extremely slow moving and many people live with it for decades. No big deal. And then he has the nerve to say to Coffeezilla, it's cancer. It doesn't get better. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow.
Going to get cancer, this is the one to get. It might lead to stroke or heart attack, but that's easily managed. It doesn't eventually lead to leukemia, but we can stay on top of that. Or it could eventually, okay. And at the end of the day, I don't think you should be that worried about it. And I'm not going to be that worried about it. I'll just do my, why the fuck are you even publishing this? Okay, so if he indeed has this, he has like a form of cancer that takes decades to progress. So there's never any public viewing of like symptom of cancer or chemotherapy. There's no treatment involved. So he never has to talk about a treatment or paying for it, I guess, right? Or he didn't mention anything. Sorry. And then, but then, hold on. But assuming all of this is true, assuming everything here is true, and he does have this, and everything he said about it is true, why the fuck did he say at the end of the Coffeezilla video, you know it's cancer, you die from it, there's nothing you can do? Why the fuck would he say that?
Exactly.
Sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry.
I wonder if Sneeko getting unbanned. I guess I'm very shocked that you haven't been on Twitch at all.
My appeal got rejected like a week after Sneeko's got approved, so they just super don't like me there.
It's just... it seems like it's so like
who's
it's
the
like
COD
unethical.
streamer?
Sorry,
who's the one COD streamer?
the one COD streamer. Oh, Nick Merckx.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He got banned for 1 week for calling him.
Yeah, and you're permabanned to this day.
Pretty wacky.
It must just be with him. He just brings them in too much money for them to ban him permanently.
I guess.
Not that I think he should be banned permanently, but like just ban Destiny Twitch. Okay.
True.
Yeah. Did you see the new Willie Mack show about Slasher and all that stuff?
No. What about it?
He covered it pretty well. He basically showed that Slasher seemingly didn't even have proper
Okay, I'm just
confirmation
gonna
from the beginning.
fast forward.
I can say though, every day that I wake up is a good day. It's the one day that I don't wake up that sucks. So I've been debating for a while to talk to you guys about this, but I hope it brings you guys a little bit of clarity about some of the videos I've made in the last month or so. Because
I'm debating talking to you.
Let's just skip forward to Destiny confronting Boogie 2988. Because I don't want to watch somebody else's review. So let's see.
Let's see if it works. Good luck.
Join video call.
What if we're all
Oh my
misunderstanding?
God, there's so many people.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What if we're all misunderstanding and Cancer is the name of his alter? We just don't know yet. No, because he hasn't revealed their art specs on Twitter. Yeah, nice. Nice one.
A popular streamer by the name of Destiny.
Yeah, I know.
Where the f is our webcam at?
Listen, probably OBS is using it.
Oh my God. Hold
Hold
on.
on.
We're turning the camera on.
I have to delete it.
You guys literally ruined the intro. He gave you guys a big shout out.
Can you just shut the f
And then
up?
there's no
Shut
camera.
up. You're so
and it's just
negative.
your voice, and it's just cringe.
Everything about...
There.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a camera?
You know...
How you guys doing tonight? What's going on?
Yeah, how's it going? We can see you. You guys look fantastic.
Turn it on.
I mean, some of you.
Don't
at
be
least.
so friendly.
There
we are.
Hey,
Oh
there
my
we go.
God, we're on.
There you go. But not X.
Okay. We don't need him. Don't worry about him.
Yeah, you're not. You can say whatever you want. And it's gonna be like we said it.
All right. Are we good to go?
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Boogie 2488. You are being confronted tonight. I am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
Okay, let's hear that.
Let's hear that.
Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me. And no, it is not secondary polycythemia, which is Nicholas Diorio's explanation for this.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia. Can you
Well,
explain?
then why would he call it? Why would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera? Why does he order a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it.
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it,
misspoke.
it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation. If it
Because
has been
the
confirmed,
markers are in my blood. The hormone markers are in my blood.
correct.
I'm so confused. What is the actual time? Did the doctor order the biopsy or not when initially the markers showed up? That's one of my questions. Has he had a biopsy before this point? You want, here, let me move my webcam. Like, I have so many questions here that make no sense. Like, these things make no sense. No, Boogie is the one ordering the biopsy 2 years later. Crazy, dude. And then he's saying why is the doctor ordering a biopsy? Why? I don't know why. You said yourself that you were insisting on getting the biopsy. He doesn't need a biopsy for a diagnosis of PV. There are 3 diagnostic criteria of 4 major markers for it. His timeline actually makes sense. You just need to understand the disease. I still absolutely believe he's lying, but Destiny is completely lost on this topic. Well, generally with most cancers, you do get a biopsy before a diagnosis. And usually it's not as... I will agree with you. I think the way that Destiny explains why he thinks he has polycythemia, not polycythemia vera, is kind of inadequate from what I saw from last night. But because differential diagnosis, it just completely operates in a completely different way, right? It's not matching up symptoms to a specific diagnosis. It's finding a bunch of diagnoses that could be the possible cause for certain symptoms, right? And that's a whole, yeah. I've seen several doctors say no formal diagnosis for that is made without the biopsy. Yeah. With PV, you can be diagnosed with hematocrit RBC hemoglobin plus JAK2 markers plus EPO levels. You don't need a biopsy at all for diagnosis of PV. Wouldn't they just order one anyways, though? Just to confirm? Like, if they had all 3 of those markers, they would probably still order the biopsy. I don't know doctors to skip on that, right? Not if he doesn't want to pay for it. I don't know. He would want to pay for it. He's got a victim complex, right? Would be really weird to get treatment for a cancer for 2 years and get biopsy to confirm it 2 years later. Doesn't make sense. Well, no, if he got a biopsy first and then did follow-up biopsies, that makes complete sense to me. You know? So, Chill Goblin is saying opposite to you, Ryan. Criteria 1, blood testing. And criteria 2, bone marrow biopsy showing either excess of blood cells in the bone marrow or excess of mature megakaryocytes. Criteria 3, third criteria can be met by showing either molecular testing showing the presence of the JAK2 gene mutation or blood test showing very low levels of erythropoietin. All 3 must be satisfied. So it just makes no sense that he would get a biopsy 2 years later. Chill Goblin is wrong. I literally have polycythemia. EPO is considered a minor criteria, and in combination with the 3, he is named sufficient diagnosis. LOL. Okay, that's good to know. With 2 of the 3, interesting. I still feel like, I don't know, I still feel that doctors would still really push for you to get a biopsy. It makes no sense to me that you would get diagnosed and then not get a biopsy and then get one 2 years later. Usually, from what I've seen from other types of cancer, and again, this is it's different, right? It's different based on each cancer, the type of cancer that you have. But generally, you get a biopsy, and then a few years later, you'll get another one to test, make sure it's not progressed, etc. So.
But you said that you'd received the diagnosis, but now you just told me that you got a bone marrow biopsy to confirm.
It's a diagnosis, and now
Well, here's the thing. Even if he does have polycythemia vera, again, it is like a very, very mild form, and he's acting like he's gonna die tomorrow. That's one of my biggest issues with this, right? Even if he wasn't lying, he's kind of exaggerating and kind of lying about how serious this is,
Confirming.
Sure.
It's called a confirmation. The hormone markers are already in my blood.
Yep. So I think what happened is,
because I'm wanting
the cancer that makes you have a normal life expectancy. It's entirely plausible that he got blood work showing criteria 1 plus 3 plus low EPO, and it's a functional diagnosis that leads to treatment. No need for any biopsy. He later refers to it as a confirmation, which it would be in this context. For the record, he's 100% lying, but not for the reasons Destiny is calling out. Why would you say he's lying, Ryan? I guess I would ask. Another big tell for me is in that call with in that call with Coffeezilla, he says it's cancer, it doesn't get better. That was a huge tell. The biopsy thing I think is still pretty suspicious. I thought that was a pretty good point by Destiny. And yeah, I mean, the very fact the night prior, he is saying to not DSP, he's saying to Wings, I would suck Hitler's for 1K a month. He's saying that to Wings the night before. 24 hours goes by and he's turning down 80K to just show a piece of paper. Wild. Because showing any screenshot or photo of a low EPO level plus JAK2 markers is so not invasive to his privacy that there's no rational reason to just not show it. I'll show my blood work right now, LOL.
To do that because I'm praying to God I don't have cancer.
He doesn't care.
I'm praying to God I'm taking the 1 in a million chance that they're wrong and that there's another reason that I have the hormone imbalances in my blood.
Yeah, why are you praying to God 2 years after you said that you have cancer, that you don't have cancer?
Because 2 years ago, they told me I have polycythemia vera based on the fact that I had increased red blood cell counts, increased hemoglobin, and the hormone markers in my blood. And it all spelled pretty definitively.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
That I have this. And so he wanted to get a bone marrow biopsy.
I just think it's crazy. He also stripped like completely naked on this same night and then still continued to deny showing his blood work for 75K. That's crazy. If he had this diagnosed through blood test, no doctor in their right mind would have him wait 2 years for a biopsy. They weren't sure of a diagnosis and they wouldn't treat without knowing what kind. Cancer is something where you can't shotgun. Some treatments can do more harm than good for certain types of cancer. Well, to be fair, again, polycythemia vera is a very mild case of cancer. And even though he might have it, I think, you know, if he isn't lying about having it, probably it's still bad because he's lying about how severe it is, you know? To get sympathy. They absolutely would treat without knowing what kind. The treatment is exactly the same. LOL. Baby aspirin, blood thinners, and bloodletting. Yeah, he's acting like he's going through chemo.
But it isn't true.
It's like crazy to me. You know? It's crazy that he is acting like he is going through chemo when he's on that call with Coffeezilla. And literally the treatment is not anything like that. The symptoms are not anywhere near what it would be like, you know? Not symptoms, the side effects.
And expensive, so they decided to forego it. I would like to still get it done because I am hopeful, I am praying that there's a merciful God of the world that would be willing to let this be wrong, even though it most certainly is not.
So why are you talking about expensive cancer treatments if they don't even know if you have cancer? That nothing has been confirmed yet. It's been 2 years.
They're treating it, dipshit.
They're not. How are they
treating it for 2 years?
How are they treating it, Boogie?
Blood test, blood thinners, bloodletting, medications. They're trying to get my weight down.
Yes.
I'm seeing the doctor every 3 fucking months. I'm doing blood tests every month. We're doing it.
Yep.
So they don't know if you have
know?
cancer or not. So can I
hold my hand?
Well, sure. So I mean, I can explain. So I can explain everything, right? So.
All right.
I can show my diagnosis, pathology, or oncology summaries on my phone without revealing identifying information. I know my records like the back of my hand. He was faking looking in his portal. Yeah.
Boogie has a condition called polycythemia, which means there's an elevation in his...
Polycythemia vera.
No.
Polycythemia vera.
Dude, Jesus cow, I love that song.
You're the guy that actually knows something.
Polycythemia vera.
Destiny,
He knows more about my medical diagnosis than I do.
Gary, well,
I was in the room. My girlfriend was in the room. Go
you
right
are
the fucking head,
filibustering.
Destiny. Go right the fucking head.
Yo, be nice,
Okay,
Boogie.
yeah, I will go ahead. Okay, so I think that Boogie was told that he has polycythemia, which means he has an elevation.
Bloodletting, LOL. It sounds medieval, but the way that they do bloodletting for this is that they literally draw blood. It's not like... It's not medieval times where they, you know, cut you and then you drip your blood over a bucket or whatever, okay? It's literally, you get your blood drawn because you have an excess of red blood cells. So yeah, you're just trying to reduce the amount. Treatment is symptomatic, so it's the same. Yeah, the polycythemia and polycythemia vera, apparently the treatment is the same. Yeah.
of his red blood cells. Now, there is a cancer known as polycythemia vera, which is caused by a mutation in some part of your body that causes an elevation of 3 different levels of things that you'll find. One of those is the red blood cell count. However, when Boogie was talking about the polycythemia, he mentioned a couple things that I thought were interesting. The first was that taking an exogenous hormone, TRT, testosterone, that caused a increase in him developing this condition. So taking testosterone will not cause you to develop a cancer. That doesn't, not for this particular cancer, it won't. It will cause you to develop secondary polycythemia. The second thing that he mentioned was that his doctor ordered a sleep study. That's because one of the things that can cause your body to produce more red blood cells is if you have hypoxemia, which is a lower count of, or a low amount of oxygen in your blood for an extended period of time. And the reason why he ordered that sleep study is probably because Boogie either has pulmonary obstructive something, or he has, as he mentioned, sleep apnea. And sleep apnea, which is a decrease in oxygen overnight, can lead to a decrease in oxygen in your blood, which can lead to an increase in the production of red blood cells. All of the things that Boogie described, both the things that cause this and the treatments for it, are consistent with secondary polycythemia. None of these are consistent with cancer, and the fact that he's saying that they've now ordered a biopsy 2 years after. 2 years after. Let me just finish real quick.
What I will say is, again, I understand where Destiny's coming from on this. I don't think that this is the best argument because, again, the way that differential diagnosis works is it is a much more complicated process than just matching up certain symptoms and certain things to a diagnosis. So,
Point with
Wait, real quick.
He's not done. He's not done.
Yeah.
it is consistent with PV treatment too. Yeah, I believe I remember reading that getting a sleep study is also consistent with polycythemia vera. So
2 years ago, you said that you had a cancer diagnosis, but now you've just said now they're doing a biopsy to check for cancer.
Confirmation.
Is this House MD? Are we treating a blood cancer without actually confirming it yet? For 2 years, you've been having a cancer treatment without confirming there's actually cancer there?
Because it was in my blood markers, and that's pretty goddamn definitive. You can Google that, Destiny. When you have the hormones, when you have the hormone in the blood that is produced by this cancer.
Dr. Stephen Kenneth Benelli, oncologist, Destiny Medical Center. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. But yeah, I do believe, sleep studies are ordered for both polycythemia vera and polycythemia. So, yeah. I think that wasn't the strongest argument from Destiny. That's what my thought was last night as well, that he's trying to say it's polycythemia. You can't really make a diagnosis like that. You can't really, I don't know. It's just much more complicated. But, easiest way to tell that he's lying is the fact that he won't show his medical records. So
it's pretty goddamn definitive. It doesn't show up for just the shit sakes of it.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Boogie, you want to keep saying you're the patient, you know what your body has.
Yes.
But when I go to the doctor, they give me shit like this, which is like papers.
Because I was going to say, Boogie can end this whole thing. Show me a single document with polycythemia vera on it. You don't have one.
I want to see the diagnosis code at the bottom. It'd be so funny.
I don't think the doctor ever diagnosed you with it.
Can I ask you something, Destiny? Is it possible that when the doctor was seeing him, they were asking you could have polycythemia, if I'm saying it correctly, or polycythemia vera, but you don't have the cancer version. You have this version.
Correct.
I'm asking him. Is it? It could be like a lost in translation type situation.
Yeah. So polycythemia just means you have an elevation of red blood cells. That's all that means. Your red blood cell count is high. And
so
I think
you can just be fat and sleep apnea can create
sleep apnea could do it. Yeah. Anything. Yeah. Like that could cause it. And the fact that Boogie said we knew that when I was taking TRT, this was a risk of that. That means that risk is to develop secondary polycythemia. That was the risk, and then that is what ended up happening, unfortunately. But it's not cancer. That was induced because of just a low oxygenation of the blood.
So why? Explain to me, Destiny, why there are markers, hormone markers in my blood that have tested positively for polycythemia vera.
If there was, then he wouldn't have.
Look at one of your medical papers, dude.
Yeah,
I'm never showing any of these my medical papers. Yourself. I said that 2 years ago, and I'm staying by it now. Destiny, Jackson, Clark, Keemstar, you can see it when I die. It's my goddamn medical record. I've given you every goddamn phone call. I've given you every text. I've given you. It's never made a single goddamn thing better. I'm not gonna do it. Go yourselves.
You could easily end this right now by just showing.
I would rather you continue to LARP. I would rather you continue locked.
Okay, well, no,
than to
no,
have
here's
the
an easy
last
question.
Goddamn thing. The last goddamn thing.
You're the one
last
who's
piece of
LARPing.
fucking security I have in the fucking world.
So the
You're the one being accused of
easy thing
LARPing.
here is if there are blood markers that definitively confirm polycythemia vera as a blood cancer, then why are they doing a biopsy?
Because I'm insisting on it. Because I'm
Drop the
hoping they're
microphone.
wrong.
No, wait. Why would you have to insist on a biopsy if you can confirm with blood markers? It's because you can't.
Because I'm hoping that I are wrong.
If
Because
you're
I'm
hoping they're
are
wrong, then why 2 years ago were you talking about fighting cancer? Why would you be talking
Because
about
I have been for 2 years.
fighting
Destiny.
cancer? How?
I've
With
been-
what? With
listen,
blood thinners?
Oh, this one's for you.
Yeah, no, yes. The answer is yes. If it's polycythemia vera, yes. Blood thinners is one of them. Bloodletting is one of them. Yes. So.
Because oh god damn it. Because you treat polycythemia vera almost identically to the way that you treat polycythemia because you can't attack the cancer directly. All you can do.
Boogie just boxed for Misfit Boxing under sanction by the PBA. They do pre and post fight medical tests, including anti-doping tests. Those would have checked for EPO levels. He could easily post those. Yeah. The best part of all this is that XQC is there getting dunked on this hard and having X in on it, adding insult to injury. I think part of what makes Destiny so successful at this point is with the confidence that he says things and the confidence that he asks questions. So.
Treat the symptoms.
Because not necessarily everything that he's saying here is accurate, you know? So, yeah.
And the symptoms are identical to polycythemia because it's the same thing with the exception of one's getting caused by an external source and the other's being caused by cancer. And in this case, it's getting caused by cancer, Destiny.
So I do think there are different treatments available for polycythemia vera, and I think that the outcomes for that are significantly worse than just having it induced by some other thing like sleep apnea or hypoxia. But I mean, if you wanted to,
the treatment plan is pretty identical.
Yeah,
the treatment plan is pretty identical.
So if there are two huge things. So one, you could show it to a private party and they could confirm, somebody like Keemstar. But two, the issue is that if you want to keep your medical issues to yourself, I think everybody is entitled to that right, obviously. But if you're going to come
I should
out,
have never talked about it to begin with. I should have never talked about it to begin with.
Well, hold on.
This,
Stop. Hold
One of
on.
the reasons I was going to do a GoFundMe was because they verify, for the record.
He should have insisted 2 years ago when he had insurance. He downgraded his insurance in the last yearish. I'm surprised this idiot remembers to breathe. Yeah.
They verify.
They verify?
So
that would be the third party that I would
Yeah,
go
so
for.
GoFundMe does not do the best verification, as has been proven multiple times in the past. But the issue is that you say that you shouldn't have talked about it, but the fact is that you did. You did the day that you got the diagnosis. You were like, well, I was considering doing this, but I just got my diagnosis today. So you weren't considering, you did it instantly.
I sat on it for a while. I sat on it for a while.
Wait, on your tweet, did you not say that I got my diagnosis today and then talk about it?
They told me, okay. They told me in the office that they were worried about it. Then they did the blood tests. Then, yes, I did tweet about it on the day that I got confirmation. But I sat on it for a couple of months before, for a couple of weeks before talking about it because it took a while for us to get the blood results.
So you sat on it when you didn't know the answer? That's not called sitting on it. That's just called waiting for an answer. Also, if you were so keen on diagnosing whether you had cancer or not, why would you wait 2 years to get the biopsy?
I don't know if you've ever followed my Twitter before, but I tend to tweet as it happens. This one I decided to
Real-time news.
I don't understand why you're waiting 2 years.
Solid cancer diagnosis.
There is no cancer.
Cancer's pretty fucking
It's secondary
serious.
polycythemia. There is no cancer here. There's no proof of it. You can't show anybody proof of it because it's not real. And yeah, I don't know. As somebody that like his mom had cancer, it's just a little bit gross. I feel like when people are talking publicly about fighting cancer and
Who is
stuff.
the person that faked cancer before, the chick? You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, only had cancer once. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
I don't
vintage
remember.
meme.
Nah, that's
a
classic.
vintage.
Wasn't
See,
it Emily from RuneScape or
There's
something?
so many people that don't know that meme right now.
Can I ask Boogie? Is it possible that you just jumped the gun on releasing your diagnosis thing?
No.
You don't think you jumped the gun a little bit?
Anything is possible, sure.
I just don't understand why you won't just go grab a piece of paper and just disprove them. Like,
Because I
you're
don't
having
have
all these
printouts
feelings.
playing.
He has nothing with those words on it.
Number two, and like I said a year ago, when these tried to get
Hold
hold
on.
This is the one last thing I have left. You motherfuckers were in my marriage. You guys were in everything else. You're in every aspect of my life. Let me have one goddamn.
What you're trying to tell me
tomorrow?
That's everybody.
Lead. Boogie lies about cancer than to hand this shit over to you pieces of shit. That's
about
just.
this?
I'd rather
Can
do
you
that.
get-
I'd rather
can you
do
get
that.
access-
Go ahead and print it.
Can you get your patient portal up on your phone and like send it
I'm
to
not going
somebody?
to.
He's
Sure,
never doing that. He
absolutely.
does not have a cancer diagnosis.
Not-
There is
we're
0%
not
chance
going
that
to
he
do
has one. Remember, every leading thing for this cancer diagnosis the doctor talked about has to do with secondary polycythemia. The sleep apnea was a contributor to that, and the TRT was a contributor to that.
Of course, except for the hormone markers in my blood. Except for
yeah, but if you had hormone markers for it, that's either a definitive diagnosis, in which case you wouldn't be getting a biopsy 2 years later, or it wasn't definitive, and you would have gotten a biopsy 2 years later instead of saying they're treating you for cancer for 2 years. You just said before that you don't have the money for extra medical stuff. If they don't need that test to confirm cancer, why would you spend extra money on a biopsy that you don't need?
I don't know if you heard of this, Destiny. I just got a bit of a windfall.
Ooh.
Might have heard about it.
Yeah, you may have heard of it.
We have.
What's that? What's a windfall?
He did a $10,000 crypto scam, using partly his cancer thing as an excuse for why he needed to scam his fans.
So wild that he literally has the most mild cancer and he used it as an excuse. How's he gonna say that after all this? Like, bro, you had so much time to knock this off. Yeah. I think that's what happened. He ran to tell everyone for attention before having a full understanding, and then it turned out to be secondary polycythemia vera. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. If he was honest about it, he wouldn't have scammed people with his crypto coin, lied saying he spent it on medical bills, and then lie again saying he needed the money for his mortgage. It's crazy. Wings was low-key MVP during this stream. Yeah, he was. Absolutely.
I just wanted I wanted to join real quick because you just got caught lying about me to Coffeezilla.
Seems like a lot of effort to go through.
And now you're being confronted. And now you're being confronted on one of the biggest lies on internet history. And you won't prove it?
No.
You won't prove it?
I'd rather you go ahead and print it.
If this is true, and you lied about cancer, this is the biggest scandal on the internet.
It's not, but go ahead and print it anyway. Go ahead and print it anyway. None of you did this 2 years ago, and I'm not doing it today. Go right ahead. Print it. Print it the way it is. Go right ahead.
Print it. Run it.
I'm okay.
So I guess just to wrap up, because we don't want to take all you guys' time tonight.
Very
so just
busy
as a couple
people.
things, right? So the story as laid out, if you look up secondary polycythemia versus polycythemia vera, all of the leading things that Boogie talks about leading to his condition are consistent with secondary polycythemia, not the mutation that would cause polycythemia vera. The things that Boogie says that his doctor wants him to check for afterwards, like doing a sleep study, are consistent with secondary polycythemia, not primary polycythemia. And the fact that he says, I'm almost done. The fact that he says that he had the blood markers or something to confirm it 2 years ago, but is now getting a biopsy for secondary confirmation, even though he says he doesn't have the money for medical bills, but I guess now that he does have money, he's going to waste all of it on biopsying things that are already confirmed, or at least confirmed enough that he wanted to talk about it publicly for 2 years ago, and then use it to fundraise the money that he now has so that he can do the biopsy that I don't even think he's doing, by the way. I don't think he's actually doing that biopsy. I think that's a lie as well. And if you wanted to disprove it, all he has to do is show a private party this particular medical thing, and and it would be.
That's also fraud. That's just fraud. To summarize, Destiny, you're basically saying.
Jesus. Remember what Destiny said about manipulation? Boogie's go ahead, print it. Yeah, that's true. Boogie is doing the thing. Oh yeah, I'm a terrible person. This is me. Yeah. Stardust, is this impulsive lying, or is he lying for the sake of lying? I think he's a compulsive liar. I think that's what it's called, a compulsive liar.
He's kind of unlucky he doesn't have cancer.
I mean, for this particular case, yeah. I mean, if you want, here, I'll do this. If Boogie can confirm that he has polycythemia vera, and he actually has like a doctor confirmation of the blood cancer, I'll throw $5,000 towards his medical treatment. I'll make that personal pledge right now.
Hey, you're not seeing my medical records for 20, not for 50. You're not seeing my medical records.
$5,000.
He's saying you won't see it for any money.
I don't get it. You leak your own medical history, but you won't leak
just remember. Okay, so then I just want people to remember in the future then, when Boogie says, I have to do XYZ scam to raise money because my medical bills are hurting so much, he can speak publicly about his medical issues to scam his fans to raise money, but he can't take $5,000 to privately confirm a diagnosis that he already publicly said that he has. Doesn't make any sense, but okay.
Even I have a limit. Even I have a limit.
What's the limit, though? Yeah, I think you can probably understand that there's a big history of people, I guess, scamming people with cancer, and it's like the worst of the worst. And you're getting confronted with that right now, when your response to that is not.
Go ahead.
I'm not going ahead. I'm just, I'm explaining to you.
Dude, I love Dan. He's so funny.
Go right the fuck ahead. I don't care.
What am I?
It's not Hitler's we're talking about. It's his medical record. Yeah, he'll snort coke out of a. But yeah, that's the most obvious tell he's lying. I'll send people my blood markers just to win an argument, let alone money. Yeah. The passive aggressive go fuck yourself, I don't care behavior is what compulsive liars do when they get caught. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I'm not going ahead with anything.
He's speaking to you.
No, I'm saying
I'm trying to explain to you why we're in this situation is just that people view this as one of the lowest things, right? It's about as bad as it gets.
Okay, wait. just saw this on Twitter. Nicholas Diorio asking the real questions about Boogie's story. Okay, let's see.
Mrs. Boogie, if you're here, Mrs. 2988, can you hear me? Give me a Y if you your son.
Oh my God.
Boogie, your son is a liar. Mrs. 2988, Mrs. Boogie, please give us a sign. Are you in the room with us right now? Mrs. 2988, did you molest your son, Mrs. 2988? Mrs. Boogie.
Oh my God, dude. What the? Oh my God.
Vera, why aren't you just trying to disprove that, other than them making you look like you're a
Because
guy
2 years
faking
ago,
cancer for a
because
donation?
2 years ago, I'd rather that than the.
Why would you rather that? That's so stupid.
This is the last thing I have is my medical.
All right, do you care about this anymore?
If I hand this over,
Or if you wanna kick us off?
I've given over
No,
literally
I
every
don't think
goddamn
they'll
thing.
What if you give it
There's a
directly to
woman.
Destiny himself? I mean, this
It's
is
funnier if we just hang up on them.
Medical records. all
Destiny,
that.
had he,
They come
and you
from
know
there,
what?
they
This
can't
might have
hear
turned
us.
out differently had he messaged me the night before, and we had the conversation.
Yeah. You wouldn't have nagged him for a whole night not to come out.
Why leak the whole medical history, not just the confirmation?
Because I don't know. I have no
Okay.
idea.
All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot, guys. Cool. We'll see you guys
Take
later.
care, Destiny.
Bye.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man. Good night, guys.
Yeah, have a pleasant evening.
Jeez, dude. Okay, so there is always the Boogie documentary where he shows his medical records. By the way, guys, if you like the content, again, please remember to like the YouTube stream. Consider subscribing, becoming a member, or playing Marvel Strike Force. It's a way that I can make some money for free, and it's completely free for you to play. If you reach certain goals, I will make money, so it's cool. I might just kind of scroll through the documentary to see where exactly his medical records are. So
When I'm on my deathbed.
where is it? I don't know.
Like seeing it, so that, and just sharing my personal life with other people. But that's every addict. Really compulsive at the time.
$200,000? Dude.
I am a former sex worker escort, and Boogie 2988 was one of my clients. From LA, and I get a message on this website, you can probably guess which one, from this guy who looked a lot like Boogie.
I took women on vacations, and I took them out to fancy dinners, and I took them to like Disneyland and
He bought me dinner, he got me...
Oh, here it is. Okay. Confirmed medical diagnoses.
Here's everything that's wrong with Boogie. Low testosterone.
Confirmed by the guy who was making the documentary. Let's see. Low testosterone is consistent with somebody who's overweight. Overweight people, yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't understand the medical basis around it, but for whatever reason, overweight people tend to have low testosterone.
Hypogonadism, sleep apnea, swelling due to blockages of lymphatic flow, seborrheic eczema, chronic back pain, protein in urine. That's from kidney damage, folks. That is everything keeping me alive. We have...
And when was this put out? 8 months ago. So 8 months ago, this was in the documentary. And 8 months ago, this was in the documentary, and there is no mention of polycythemia vera. There's no mention of it in these confirmed things. Fat cells metabolize T to estrogen. Fatties always have low T.
Sleep apnea, swelling due to blockages of lymph.
Yeah, maybe we want to watch this, by the way. Well, he should get weight loss surgery. He already did. Let me see what the president is doing here. There is carcinoma later. Okay.
In history. The idea was to create an alliance of free and democratic nations that would commit themselves to a compact of collective defense. Standing together, they knew we'd all be safer. An attack on one would be treated as an attack on all. And it's worked because a would-be aggressor knows if they attack one of us, they'll be attacked by all of us.
Oh, there is
Sending
more.
that message is the best way to deter aggression.
There is more. Okay, there is more. Sorry, just a second.
Protein in urine. That's from kidney damage, folks. That is everything keeping me alive. We have losartan, tramadol, bupropion, sertraline. Did I deal with back pain? I deal with nightmares. I'm always tired. I don't know the last time I did sleep. Otherwise, if I don't wear this machine at night, when I'm supposed to be sleeping, I'm actually drowning in my own fat. high blood pressure, history
Okay, this is more confirmed
of
diagnoses.
gastric bypass, intestinal malabsorption, vitamin D sufficiency, because like most gamers, I hate the sun, morbid obesity, major
course.
depressive disorder, major anxiety disorder, history of diabetes mellitus, blood pooling in veins, varicose veins of the legs with complications.
Protein in urine equals kidney issues. Chronic kidney disease causes low EPO, which is probably the hormone marker he's talking about in his blood work pointing to PV. Interesting.
Generation of lumbar or lumbosacral intervertebral disc. That means my back don't work so good.
History of basal cell carcinoma. Okay. That's something. History of basal cell carcinoma. That is something.
Basal cell carcinoma, that's cancer. And of course, I can't breathe so good, so asthma and allergies as well. So, it's a
Yeah, we did pause Andy ourselves. So yeah, there is history of that, but I don't know if that is the same basal cell carcinoma. Is that the same though? It doesn't say. Yeah, it's there's no polycythemia vera as like an actual diagnosis here. That's skin cancer. I think that's the most common skin cancer, very treatable. Okay. So history of basal cell carcinoma. Okay. If it's a history, is that his history or family history? I think this, because asthma and allergies are listed here, it's like stuff that he has suffered with, so. No, but interestingly, people with MPNs do have higher rates of skin cancers. Okay. So yeah. There's no listing of polycythemia vera in this at all.
That's cancer. And of course, I can't breathe so good, so asthma and allergies as well. So, it's a...
Yeah. Basal cell carcinoma is not the same as polycythemia vera. It is not the same. It's like skin cancer, basically. Is there anything interesting happening here?
Science, and it makes it the answer to all those questions. I believe the American consensus from Truman to Reagan to me still holds today.
Okay, this is NATO, stuff. I don't really want to watch it.
Waiting game now, and it's just about making the best of it. You just enjoy what you got when you got it.
So, LOL, so he's not bringing up the skin cancer anymore. LOL, yeah. Yeah, and this was, again, released 8 months ago. I'm a little confused here. Why do I have notifications? When was it filmed, though? Well, if it was released 8 months ago, it was probably, even if it was filmed, I don't know. I mean, you're right. When was it filmed? Where's the sex worker? I want to see that. That's hilarious,
A lot like Boogie.
I took women on vacations, and I took them out to fancy dinners, and I took them to like Disneyland and...
He bought me dinner, he got me a purse that we were talking about over messages, and he got me a couple gift cards, and he spent well over $5,000 on just that night.
You know the rules. The rules are we're gonna go out and eat. We're gonna have dinner. Maybe we're gonna and you're gonna enjoy a nice lifestyle that you don't normally get to enjoy.
So he was really funny, and definitely tell he was nervous. He did eat a lot of food. I'm pretty sure he got 2 entrees, which was very unique.
It's not a revelation. I like beautiful women. I like to hang out with beautiful women. Beautiful women. We all do. I never got to do that. The women I dated were pretty, sure, but they were like Arkansas 8s, not LA 10s. With sugaring, I got to some LA 10s, and I think that's cool.
We got back to the hotel, and I do regret to say that I slept with Boogie 2988.
Does Mike Klum have a Twitter?
Overall, the experience, and I don't mean to fat shame or anything, but there was rules upon rules upon rules, and it took me a lot of time to stick. I am now married with 2 kids, and sleeping with Boogie is one of the reasons I quit sex work.
That is wild.
Is that sexist to me? Sure. Is that womanizing me? Sure. I don't really care. I'm a 48-year-old man. I never got to a model.
He does have a Twitter, but I don't think he uses it. Does anyone know when the Boogie documentary was filmed? Release date was 8 months ago. He mentioned a history of basal cell carcinoma, skin cancer in it, but not polycythemia vera. Does anyone know? I never got to f a model. I'm sorry, is that something most people get to do? No, I don't think so. He's saying it like it's part with never having a childhood or something. Yeah, no, I never got to model either. You know, though Beckett, I think he could pass for model very easily. Sorry, that was TMI. Okay. He mentions a history of basal cell carcinoma, skin cancer, but not polycythemia vera. I can make this shorter. In his documentary, Boogie mentions a history of basal cell carcinoma in it, but not polycythemia vera. Anyone know the filming date? Release date was 8 months ago. Okay, I think this is short enough, right? Right, if you guys like the content, please consider subscribing, super chatting, becoming a member, okay? Greatly appreciate it.